Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Pixel, and we are Ages of Einor, and welcome to the 10th episode of Ages of Einor Presents the Regent of Bedegar. We are back once again with our bevy of Bedegarian adventurers, and we are super excited for this next episode. I will be your dungeon master this evening, and we will be playing the Regent of Bedegar, which is found in the D&D 5e supplement Kingdoms and Warfare by MCDM. I'm sure you all know this at this point. We're 10 episodes deep. As always, we're going to get into the game here in just a few minutes, but before we do, our usual housekeeping stuff. First things first, folks in chat, try to remember when we move on to map screens that you are seeing the DM perspective, and you will be seeing things that the players don't see yet. These are usually delineated because the screen is like grayed out or they're semi-transparent, something like that. So it should be pretty obvious what they do or don't see, but try not to spoil any of that stuff. Our cast likes to hang out and chat with you guys as the episode goes. And so if you notice the ancient red dragon about to tear the roof off the end and eat everyone, please don't tell them until it actually does that. Because it'll be much more satisfying for them to have their characters all die if they didn't know about it beforehand. It will ruin all the fun of that, as it would be fun, wouldn't it? Anyway.
Fun for who, Pixel? Fun for who?
TBD. Secondly, please remember that D&D is a complex game with a lot of rules. We're also kind of improvising a story together as a group, so we may play fast and loose with the rules. We may do some rule of cool. I may forget how certain things work. I may change things in the adventure. All that kind of stuff. So if you happen to know a ruling and we're like sitting here scratching our heads thinking like, well, how does, Smite work again, feel free to let us know in chat, but please be aware that if the moment passes, we're probably not going to go fix it. Don't lose your mind about it. We're just going to try and get it right next time. Thirdly, we want to keep this space open and welcoming to the extent that that's possible on the internet, so we won't be putting up with any of that internet toxicity bullshit. So don't be hateful or abusive in chat, whether that's to other viewers or to the players on the stream, regarding things like choices they make with their characters, how well they know the rules, or really, frankly, anything else. That's never a problem, but we do just always want to be upfront with the kind of space and dynamic we're trying to foster here. And finally, a reminder, we do release the show on YouTube and on our podcast after each episode during the following week. Episodes go up on Patreon on Sunday at noon, usually, and then the following Wednesday, which gives you about a week and a half to change things. What are you, we're having anarchy in the chat here, and I don't know what they're talking about.
You were going a little fast at one point, and it sounded like you said "mick change things."
Oh, when I was going to say might change things, and I clipped off might, and it sounded like.
And it sounded
right.
like
well, hey, guess what?
An undertone of capitalist propaganda. So we're just ribbing you for that.
No, it's fine. It's going into the notes now. I'm going to say this every time. Do you know what you've done? Every single time we're gonna make change things.
This isn't me. This is all Danny.
Do I play fast and loose?
It was him. He did it.
Let's see. Mick change things in the adventure from time to time. Okay. So we do release it as a podcast and on YouTube the following week, giving you about a week and a half to catch up. So if you don't have the ability to watch everything live tonight, you can get caught up via the podcast feed on Bonus Bombs Tavern or via YouTube. Starting as of Wednesday. So, and last thing before we get started, I would like us to go around and make a cast. If you would please introduce yourselves and your characters and let us know whether you have McChat inspiration or not. Starting, of course, with Bonus Bomb.
Hey there, I'm Bonus Mom, and tonight I will be playing Perdita, and I am a tabaxi rogue, and very delighted to be here, and I do not have chat inspiration.
Okay. Excellent. And Kyla.
Hey, pals. I'm Kyla, and tonight I'll be playing Shanty, who is our water genasi druid and bard in the party. And I also do not have chat inspiration, but I'm excited to be back with my friends.
Excellent. Daniel.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Solomon, and I don't have chat inspiration. Hopefully, I get to smite somebody today.
Excellent. Jesse.
Oh, I am Jesse. Yeah, I will be playing Silas. I am waiting to be inspired by both chat and the DM, hopefully, maybe. Yeah, and I'm ready to go. Let's play!
Excellent. And of course, last but not least, Beast. That rhymed, and I was caught in it, and I didn't know how to stop it, and so it came out of my mouth.
No, Pixel. It Mick rhymed.
No.
I'm Beast. Thank you for joining us this evening as we embark on a fantastic adventure constructed in the imaginations of each of us, our storytellers. I will be playing as Hiskers, a Tabaxi Valor Bard, and I hope you enjoy tonight's session.
Excellent. And I, of course, am Pixel. I will be your McDungeon Master this evening. You can find me here on mctwitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where I play lots of games. We've been playing a bunch of Final Fantasy XIV. We played some McMinecraft earlier, and today, but then we got sidetracked by McFinal Fantasy XIV because all of my McFriends wanted to run their McDaily roulettes. So that was a good time. We had a McBlast. Anyway,
we deserve this.
So,
we deserve this.
You can also find me, of course, here on Ages McInor, where
Yes.
I am the
Now canon.
Dungeon Master for most of our shows, although not necessarily all of our shows. Next week on Friday, we will be, of course, doing Curse of Strahd. Maybe, probably. There's a chance that we'll have to miss next week, but we hopefully won't. And then we should, be back to this. We alternate weeks. And then we also have been doing a whole series on tutorials for Stars Without Number, which is a sci-fi game. You can find those on YouTube. How many TikToks are there? Yes or No? There are billions of TikToks. Anyway, you also can find those tutorials on YouTube. If you're interested in that system, I'm hoping to run some of those on stream and in the Discord in the future. And we are recruiting currently for cast for tutorials of Kids on Brooms, much in the same vein of how we did Stars Without Number. So that's kind of what we all have going on. We also will be doing some McWarfare streams. We have a bit of rivalry between Burger King and McDonald's, and we are doing some sort of role-play warfare streams where we're going to hash that out and see who comes out on top. I think the Hamburglar's going to take it, but, listen, maybe that's just me. Anyway, fast food jokes aside, without further ado, when last we left our McHeroes, we began last week with Enna preparing for her date with Twilight by asking Shanty for advice and discovering that Shanty didn't really know much more about that kind of thing than Enna did. Arrow the mouse, however, managed to dispense at least a little bit of seemingly useful wisdom on the subject, and Enna went to get ready for her date. Later that evening, Enna arrived for her date, which Silas had tricksy matchmakered her and Twilight into, and she and Twilight had a beautiful evening, aided, of course, by all of her sneaky friends providing musical accompaniment from the bushes. Like absolute weirdos. The beautiful evening culminated in Enna and Twilight sharing some magic together and a tender kiss under the moonlight. Possibly the most heartwarming thing that's ever happened in all of D&D. Smash cut to the following morning. Silas and the party set out to deal with the issue of the spy who had been brought to Silas's attention by Corin Swiftblade that Alice Wymark, a new officer in the organization, had been passing information to Lord Saxton. They interrogated her in the basement of Castle Rand, and at the end of the interrogation, Silas branded her repeatedly with hot iron and intends to force her to apologize to the families of those killed by the usurper's forces based upon her treachery. As of then, she seemed even yet unrepentant. This act was troubling to the other members of the Court of Rand, and several of them spoke to Silas about it. Nevertheless, plans for the coming confrontation with the forces of Saxton's Bedegar Keep could not wait, and our heroes decided their next target was the Star Chamber. They made their way to the town of Bedegar Keep and took up lodgings in an inn friendly to the Clock, who is the thieves guild they've been working with, and the Resistance to plan their next move. Shanty and Silas went on a scouting trip to the Star Chamber to scope out their means of ingress, and our other heroes were seeking information and diversion in the Maiden and the Flask, and that is where we resume our story. So, we had Roz, Enna, and Arrow. Also, you guys may notice Enna's not with us tonight. I just now realized I should mention that. She had some conflicts come up, and so we are going to not have her with us. But Roz, you, Enna, and Arrow were in the back of the tavern known as the Maiden and the Flask, trying to teach the drunk and possibly coked out kitchen staff how to grill a cheese sandwich. So, what would anyone like to do?
I think Roz stumbles out of the kitchen. You are hopeless. I will never grill my cheeses here. Solomon, Perdita, let us away. See what Shanty and Silas have found out about the Star Chamber.
Sure thing.
Roz, you should be very quiet and not even say that place out loud. Are we supposed to meet them?
Are we supposed to meet them?
No, I think the plan was for them to come back.
Yeah, but I'm sure we have like a room set up just to talk in.
Sure.
So yeah, we can convene there.
So Roz, as you kind of come out of the kitchen, you see this like billow of black smoke, and you hear Arrow's high-pitched voice like, "No, you have to take it off sooner. The fuck are you doing?" He's like going full evil chef. You call this a grilled fucking cheese? And you hear like a wet splat. And you just hear like Enna's calming voice like, "Hey buddy, calm down." It's getting a little crazy in there. I think
the good chef,
shit better than
bad
this.
chef routine.
Roz, let's go back to the room. Shanti, surely they will be back soon. Solomon, we obviously aren't going to find anything out here.
Agreed.
Yes, let us away to privacy.
Yeah. So the Maiden in the Flask is a 2-story building with sort of half timber walls and a black tile roof. You pass through, there's a number of patrons in the bar sort of calmly eating their food and ignoring the meltdown happening in the kitchen regarding the unmelting of cheese or whatever's going on in there. You guys can make your way up to the room and just wait for Shanty and Silas to get back. And if you guys want to cut to that, I think you guys had pretty much gotten all the information you were gonna get as bats. You had wanted to like watch like guard patterns and things like that. And you kind of see what the deal is. There's patrols that come by every so often. People, it's a busy area of town, and so there's like people in the streets most of the time. Although but it's like we said before, it is possible you could sneak up there. It would just be a relatively tough check, but you certainly could make it. You could try and sneak in the front door, and you could try and sneak in the second window if you can climb the walls. And you also know that there's apparently some group of arcanists who give them deliveries of ritual implements, and you may be able to find some way to kind of impersonate them or something. Did you guys rest at somebody? Yes. So you are assumed, you're assumed to have rested except for the wild shape that you just spent to get here. Everything should be refreshed on your page. And of course for Silas, except for the spell slot for polymorph. But you can also
was the
Cloak of the Bat.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Cloak of the Bat, which does that once a day, or just whenever.
I mean, you can only turn into a bat. I think it's as long as I'm in darkness. But
yeah, okay, all good.
Thank you.
So you guys have used whatever resources it took to do that bit. But is there anything else that you want to do at the building before you head back to the tavern? And I should probably turn off, now that you're not necessarily in the tavern anymore, let's turn off the happy tavern music.
Mm.
No, you're right. It is once a day for the polymorph on that. So,
Okay.
Yeah, if we're back in the tavern, I think Silas would begin just with a piece of parchment and a quill, just kind of sketching out kind of a rudimentary map of the kind of block we were looking at, and look to Shanty and say, I think I have a way to get us all in there. It will burn 2 of my higher level slots for the day, but I think I can do it all together in one shot. But it's gonna wipe me out pretty hard.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Well, if we don't want to go the route of trying to convince everybody, as I think the best luck there would be our Tabaxi friends, but I'm not that great at lying, and Solomon's pretty noticeable. What I can do is I can turn both of our feline friends into, I can turn them both invisible, allow them to climb the wall. They'll open the window, sneak their way in. At that point, you can either turn into a bird or a squirrel, something that can get there unseen, and I'll grab Solomon and dimension door through.
Okay.
It'll burn a 3rd and a 4th level spell slot for me, or whatever that translates to in fantasy speech.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine they don't call them leveled spell slots. They might call it like, it would burn like a tier of magic or something, you know.
My 3rd tier is not looking as good.
Anyway. 3rd tier would be wiped right out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I can get us all in one shot if we do it that way. Without us having to try to either sneak past too many guards or the only stick in the plan is I don't know what's on the other side of that window.
Yeah. And burning slots early, burning tiers early.
Yeah. Can I just say, hang on real quick, not to interrupt you, but Wizards of the Coast, if you're watching this, rename them. Call them spell tiers. Stop calling them levels. You have character levels and spell levels. Fuck you. I know you do this because that's how they did it in 1980, whatever, but we can change things now, okay? All right, sorry, continue.
Pixel soapbox.
Sorry, you were talking.
But
back
if you
to
have any
Shanty.
additions to that, I'm happy to hear them.
Well, I can climb, but I really don't think that there is too much other than that I can do. But I agree. I hate to see you burning so many slots.
If it gets us in there unseen and unnoticed, I think it's worth it. The last thing we want to do is have everybody called on us super early.
My question is, and I feel compelled to ask this question, what is it exactly that we are going to do when we get inside this place? What could you refresh me on the purpose of this mission in a tactical and a practical sense?
Well, there are possibly people in there that could have some information. We are also could be confronting a lieutenant, weakening the enemy's forces, but there is also possibly innocent people in there who we need to get out. And it seems like they're either being killed and something horrible happening to them, but that seems to be the information we have.
So, with so many choices, we should be very careful, should we not? Is there a priority to this? Is what we want to accomplish first? Because once we get inside the building, not knowing what we're going to find, we can't stand there and dither about, do we free people? Do we kill a lieutenant? Or do we try to ask someone a lot of questions?
Perhaps we could use a distraction somewhere close to the Star Chamber, but not on the premises. It may draw some attention of the security forces, the watch, from there, while we sneak in unnoticed. If we do fumble, it may give us additional time to escape.
Do you have something in mind?
I do have a band.
That is true.
Okay, so just to be clear, you brought a whole band of tabaxis with you, and they're sitting downstairs in the bar getting up to God knows what, or
No, actually, they are in the alleyway practicing.
in the alleyway practicing. Okay. Oh
Little
boy.
alley.
So you hear a bunch of yowling cats in the alleyway.
Amazing.
If they're willing to cause a big enough distraction, they're gonna have to do something illegal and loud.
What about a parade without a permit?
You mean a permit?
A parade.
All the feline puns aside, I think a parade might do it.
I think I need to roll psychic damage.
I regret.
Okay, vicious mockery. Vicious mockery. Vicious
I regret every life decision.
Listen, that's what you, as a DM, that's what you want to hear. Those are the music to my ears. That rhymed again.
Right.
Okay, so we've had a proposition for a plan to have a band of tabaxis attempt to do a parade without a McPermit.
Correct.
Yeah, I wanted you to hear it with your own
Damn it.
ears, not just read it. You had to hear it too. And to use that as a distraction to attempt to draw some of the guards away from the Star Chamber to make your getting in there and getting around it easier. Has anyone any other plans, or is that what we're going with?
Well, I was going to say, too, so that you don't have to burn all of your spell slots.
Okay.
Spell tiers, whatever. I also have gaseous form I could cast on someone.
Okay.
So if someone can climb up and open the window and someone else can just be like wispy cloud going into said window. Is that how?
Yeah. How long does gaseous form take to cast? Because we would have to do it quickly, but that would work.
Well, no, how long does it last?
It lasts up to an hour.
So it could be done before, and that person could approach the building in a gaseous form. Solomon, have you ever wanted to be full of hot air?
Now, hear me out.
Uh-oh.
Can a cloud smite?
Don't hear me out. The easy way to get me in is if we turn me into a cloud and then put me in a bottle.
Roz, do you have
Either
a clean
way,
bottle?
I still have to dimension door, don't I?
Roz uncorks a jug and glug 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 glug.
Oh, no.
Of course, I have a free bottle for
I'm sorry.
you.
Are you dumping Are you dumping the piss here in the room?
Clean bottle.
Why
Reverse.
it is antiseptic.
So, but to be clear, are you dumping a bottle of piss out here in the room?
Yeah,
You better not.
Okay,
it's a-
everyone,
yeah,
please
it's a-
begin making Constitution saving throws because we've established that this
For
counts
sure.
as stinking cloud.
Everyone
What is a 4?
gets +5.
That is a 9.
I think. Oh no, you're a water genasi. If you were an air genasi shanty, I don't think you could. You don't have to breathe, so you can ignore
Oh
this.
my god.
Yeah, but as a water
That's okay.
genosity,
We did
can
okay.
she breathe piss?
Would she want
Can
to?
she?
She can breathe water.
Possibly.
Oh,
Piss is technically
Let's
water.
not answer that question.
I feel like
Let's-
there's enough additive into. No, we're answering that question. There's enough
Oh,
McAdditive into piss that I think it
McAdditive.
would. Like, you take levels of exhaustion. It would be like a human trying to breathe in smoke, kind of, right? Like, if there's enough extra
Technically,
stuff in there.
everyone has the poison condition. If that's what we're gonna do.
God damn it.
Well,
I
no,
feel
some
like
of you
this
made
is-
that save. That's a 19 and a 21.
Oh, well,
plus 5.
so-
that
Yes,
I
definitely
did.
saves.
Like,
Perdita
We're
and
fine.
Silas.
Just a little.
Yeah. So
And is there
Perdita and
also
Silas,
climate?
despite the fact that you've smelled this smell before,
And you know what? I'm going to be honorable. I'll burn a spell tier.
Oh no.
It is evening right now, so I don't know when you want to. You could wait till tomorrow night. You could go tomorrow during the day. That's up to you guys when you actually want to go.
The other thing is, if we do wait until tomorrow, Shanty, I can give Solomon my cloak. Nobody has to burn a spell slot to get him in. He can be a bat.
True.
But
however,
yeah, so you.
However, either way, I would have to do a dimension door to get me in. Or if I could get close enough, I could possibly Misty Step, which would be a lower level slot. I could save my 4th.
So yeah, but you guys are having to have this conversation in the hallway with the window open in the room as the cloud dissipates.
And you can hear Perdita under her breath saying she is a cat. She is a cat. She is a cat.
Just lighting a ton of, lighting a ton of candles.
Look at us and smell us, and now we are poisoned. Roz, you have lost your mind.
Roz was just being helpful.
I'm gonna hold you to the lore, guys. I am.
It must have been something I ate.
Can I cast absorb elements on the to get rid of some?
I mean, if you want a piss-coated sword, I guess.
Yeah. Wall of fire, just burn the building down.
Oh, that.
Well,
that'll aerosolize.
And now, what is the area
Just start over.
of effect?
Start over on this bar.
It's like a
20
foot
we go.
radius or something. Yeah.
20-foot.
So like a 40-foot sphere of piss cloud.
Of dense,
and it's not that there's that much piss there. It's just the smell,
the aroma,
and the aura, sort of wafts through the air. Like
bouquet.
it's so strong. Like you can see it like wavering, like a mirage in the desert.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the stink lines are just coming off of it.
That's that Hiskers piss.
That's that good.
That's the top of the line.
The
baby.
Hiskers Piskers.
Jesus.
Oh boy.
And after about a minute, it dissipates.
She wipes out the bottle with Orin's sock, puts Orin's sock back into her bag, and hands the bottle to Solomon.
Can I see that real quick,
the
Solomon?
piss or the sock?
Yeah, here you go. He hands it over.
Solomon,
Shanty's gonna
to me now.
Shanty's gonna cast.
Okay, hang on. You're both trying to talk at the same time. Shanty, go ahead.
Shanty's just gonna take the bottle and cast Create Water and just kind of like slosh it around a little bit and then go to the open window and dump it out.
You hear from downstairs as you dump it into the alley onto the musicians.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Perdita.
No, that solves it. That's fine. Thank you so much.
Now I have to re-season it.
Oh, we spent way too much time in this campaign talking about
back
this.
to the plan.
That's just not like in this moment, but just in general, that comes up way more often than it needs to. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I do think we need to wait until tomorrow so everybody's fresh. We'll have the cloak back. Yeah, I mean, okay. So what do you think, guys? One third tier for invisibility. I'll cast on both Roz and Perdita. Perdita, you are lead on climbing the window, as I think it's going to be you who unlocks it. If there's a problem with that, you'll send us some signal. We then get Shanty in as backup as a bird. Once we get the go-ahead, I grab Solomon, dimension door through. Is that? Or
I thought Solomon was going to be in a bottle.
Well, we can put him in a bottle, or we can turn him into a bat. And the bat doesn't take up a spell tier.
Are you telling me that we had to smell that piss and all of that, and now we're not even going to use the bottle?
And I have to re-season it.
God damn it.
All right.
I mean, Gaseous form is
Sorry.
a pretty high tier, isn't it? I mean, I don't know.
It is, but I've, it's not all of my higher tiers, so it'll be fine.
I'm fine
Alright.
either way.
Well, if you're going to be burning the spell anyway, then you might as well do it. And what are we going to do when we get in there? All right?
We need to scout, and we need to try to find. They did say that there's going to be mystic sources of power, maybe magic items that are interesting, and we need to figure out maybe where these folks are, if they're being either sacrificed or used in some sort of way, and then gather intel, gather supplies, and possibly take out a lieutenant.
Our purpose is clear. We must disrupt their activities in any way we can. We must steal what strengthens them, and we must make it our strength.
I would think that we are going to get into a situation where we cannot all stay together, particularly not meeting afterwards, and probably not in the city, that we should all get out as quickly as possible and get together someplace else, huh? But nobody should wait for anybody because it could be dangerous when we are finished.
Possibly. I'm fast. Shanty's got a really good way out, and you two are stealthy enough. My only concern would be, Solomon, you're big and you're noticeable. What do you think? If we have to split up, would you have to fight your way out, or do you have a plan? I can give you the cloak as a backup just so you can fly away.
Yeah, I could use the cloak as a backup to be able to transform and then fly out of there. So gaseous form or the spell to get in, and then the cloak just in case I need to get away.
It also in the darkness lets you fly. And we're going to be doing this at nighttime. So it's possible you don't even have to turn into a bat. You could just fly through the window.
It's true.
However, so I don't know how noticeable that's going to be, but you could just fly through the window as a person. These windows are only 15 feet up, correct?
That is what? Yes.
Okay.
15 feet up the wall on the second floor.
Right. So that is pretty noticeable, especially if a guy as big as Solomon just crashes through the window. Although it does give you advantage on stealth checks as well. So it does seem like for this mission, the Cloak of the Bat is best in your hands anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you.
All right.
And then, I think that's a solid plan.
Okay. So, just to reiterate, the plan is to wait until tomorrow night, attempt to start a parade of cats in the middle of the night to draw the guards away, and then you guys are going to sneak in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And
also, cats is offensive. They're tabaxi. Thank you.
thank you.
Sure.
The Hiskers band, if there's like trouble, if they need to fight or avoid arrest, Roz will absolutely like enable them to do that. If you feel that they would take casualties because of that, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of depends on how successful they are at starting at like getting people going. Because like doing it in the middle of the night, I think it's going to be harder to like that DC is going to be higher than it would be during the day, right? Does that make sense? Like, 'cause you're trying to like get people to come out and like
I want them
party
to
in the streets in
Pied
the middle of
Piper
the
their
night.
way across every tavern and attempt to draw as many drunks into a crowd behind them as possible.
Yeah, and I think it's still going to be hard because, like, if you're parading across multiple taverns, you have longer to go before you get to the Star Chamber. So it's like the likelihood of it getting cut off before they ever get there is, you know what I mean? It's like versus if you're doing it in the day when there's just people in the street. Now, you know what I mean? So I think they're doing it like that's the kind of like trade off here, right? Doing it it's easier to get your distraction going during the day, and it's easier for like the general sneakiness to happen at night. So that's kind of like what you guys are up against in terms of, just the inherent contradiction.
What
of
about
that,
if we ask them to do an explosion of some sort, huh? If they would do like a horrible, excuse me, cat fight, and they make a whole lot of horrible noise followed by, a big explosion, wouldn't that get the cards more than just like a circus parade?
I mean, do you guys have explosives?
Well, no, but we have a whole day.
It's true.
It probably wouldn't take a whole lot.
And the other thing I was going to say is, in terms of the parade situation, right? If there's more people, that means more targets and the guards are spread thinner. If they're less successful, it means more guard focus on them specifically. So it's like, that's where the do they take casualties or anything happen. Like, that kind of plays in. Like, if they pull it off and manage to kind of whip a big, like, semi-riot party together, right? Then the guards are going to be stretched pretty thin and they'll have a chance to get away. If it's less successful, then it's more obvious who the ringleaders are and there's less, ability to...
I think it'll be pretty obvious. A bunch of identically dressed tabaxi with instruments.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you've got like 200 people in the square, and 12 guards,
at least there's
versus
bodies,
if you've got 50 people in the square and 12 guards, right? Like it's not only just who's the ringleader, but like getting to them, and there's like, so that's kind of the setup of that plan in my mind as the GM. Is like, okay, if they pull it off and if they get a bunch of people, then they're safer because there's more other people to be kind of targeted. If they don't, then that's going to increase the likelihood that they get caught, or attacked. Now, and when it comes to the explosives plan, that would be really different, right? You could, that would, like, no one else is going to get in on the fight, but the explosion is going to be a huge diversion. But that is more of a situation where they would have to like do what they're going to do and then get the hell out of Dodge, right? So that's up to you guys how you want to kind of approach that.
And do we know where we could pick up a wagon full of fireworks?
I mean, it would take investigation checks and kind of a luck check to see if there's even the opportunity for something like that.
I'm good at investigation.
So.
And I can set fire to stuff from a really far away.
Oh, perhaps a fire would be good. I hate to get our Hisker friends involved in something that could hurt them, and put them out of the fight later.
The knock spell says that it emits a loud knock audible from as far as 300 feet.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty loud.
That would be pretty loud.
Does anybody have a padlock that I could give the Hisker's man?
I mean, that's something you might be able to go buy. I mean, a knock that's audible from 300 feet and like an explosion, like, I don't know, like if you just heard like a big knocking sound, like something hitting wood, or it's like, I don't know that necessarily like could draw some guards. Would probably be a higher DC, like deception check or something, to pull off, but also doesn't involve finding and toting around explosives. So, certainly a padlock would be easier to find than a cart full of fireworks, right? Because the cart full of fireworks basically requires there to, on the off chance, be some sort of festival coming up in this town within the next week or two, right?
So how are we feeling? Do we want to just have the Hisker's band dance around and play their instruments and just sort of make a ruckus, or do we want to attempt to arm them with something more potent?
I kind of think just make a ruckus.
Yeah, I think at this point we're going in fast and nasty, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ruckus sounds good, but then, prepared for chaos.
They always are.
Good for them. I love that about them.
Okay. All right. Here's another thing that sort of occurs to me is you are moving like a troop into the city. So I am going to need either a stealth or a deception check. I'm going to give it a DC 16. It's going to be relatively tough from Roz. It's not going to prevent them from getting into the city, but if the guards at the gate noticed a whole armed troop of Tabaxi moving into their city, they're going to be on alert for that. You know,
This
it's going to
disguised as a traveling band.
yeah, but it's like Tabaxi are not that common in this part of the world. They know that
True.
Castle Rend has employed Tabaxi in the past. So the question is, can you get this whole troop of troops past the gate without, getting alerted?
Everyone, hide your weapons in your instrument cases.
And then 19 stealth. Okay. So because if they failed that, it was going to give disadvantage on the either persuasion or deception check made to get the thing started. Also, we appear to be dropping a few frames. Sorry about that, folks. Hopefully it'll even itself out. Okay, so yeah, you were able to sneak them into the town unnoticed, so that's good there. And then we are trying to start a parade in the middle of the night. Are there any other preparations you guys want to make?
I think we're in.
Good luck to everyone. And whatever you do, take as much as you can. Don't leave without full pockets.
Okay. So, you guys, you and the Tabaxi begin to make your way through the town of Bedegar. And you, at a certain point, split your ways and they go off to do their thing. And just to, again, make it clear, so the plan now is to have them basically go outside of several taverns on the way to the place and try and, lure the drunks into the street to, dance and jam up the street.
I think what I'm going to tell them to do is in sort of small groups of 3, 4, 5, mixed instrumentation, go sort of disperse among the nightlife tavern area of the town and attempt to draw crowds while sort of semi-busking. And then eventually sort of converge together and merge the crowds as they form this parade towards the Star Chamber.
Okay. So we're going to have them, I guess, make a persuasion check. I don't think they use your bonuses for this. We're kind of in a territory here. So let me see.
What about a command test since they have those stats?
Well, it's not necessarily they're trying to persuade these townsfolk. It's a persuasion check.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to give them a +4 to persuasion instead of the +7 that you're rolling with. So,
you want me to roll the D20?
Yeah. So D20 +4.
That is a 12 plus 4 is 16.
16, I think, will do it.
Nice.
So you you send them off to begin this weird nighttime parade of Tabaxi and drunk people. And it begins to cause quite a stir. People are not really sure why this is happening, but the people of Bedegar are excited to have some fun for the first time in quite a while, probably. And so, yeah, I think it is going to distract from the stuff at the Star Chamber. So I'm just going to say you guys are making stealth checks. Well, a lot of you already are going to have advantage. So I'm just going to lower the DC of the stealth check to get in this place is what I'm going to do. Let me look at my thing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, Roz, because you kind of did this, I want you to roll 2 D4s. And we're going to take that off of the stealth check that we were going to have. 4. Okay.
That's a 4.
Because of the distraction, you are now looking at a DC 13 stealth check to get in here.
Doable.
So you guys make your way to the Star Chamber, and you can see the, hang on. You can
Ross
see
is
that
going to
the guards are distracted by all of this. What are you going to do?
Ross is going to put a paw on Solomon's shoulder. Solomon, did you grease your armor this morning? And give you bardic inspiration.
I did not grease my armor this morning, but you know what? That's a good idea for next time.
All right. Are we ready to start?
I think you are, yeah.
All right, perfect.
Let's do this.
Cool beans. Gonna
All
go
right.
ahead.
Gas me.
Any time, buddy friend. Let me just put that spell back in chat. I gotcha. And so I'm gonna go ahead and cast gaseous form.
Okay.
And you are Cloud.
All right. Who's holding the jar?
I think I've got the jar also.
All right. Solomon's going to move into the jar as a gas form.
Okay, so you sort of like squish yourself into this jar that Shanty has.
Okay. So I will need to pass this to someone else though, so that I can be a bird.
Roz can take it and put it back on her belt.
Okay.
You are safe with me here, Solomon. Oh no, I didn't label them. Well, the ones that slosh are not Solomon.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to lay a hand on both the Tabaxi and say, see you later. And they both go invisible.
Okay. So Perdita and Roz, you have been turned invisible. The rest of you are kind of hiding in an alley. I mean, you're all hiding in an alley, sort of opposite this thing. There's like a short, wall around the compound, but nothing too hard to climb. And then there's the 15-foot scale up the wall to the window you can see.
Okay. Are we
Yeah.
starting up the wall? Did we have to do a stealth check? The stealth check 13, whatever.
Yeah,
Did
so you're
that
going to have
happen?
to do a stealth check to, so you guys have a climbing speed, so you're not going to actually have to make the athletics check to climb. What you are going to need to do is the stealth check to not be noticed by the gate guards.
And is it time for that?
Yes, and you have advantage because you're invisible, so.
Perdita, link
Yes.
your tail in mine. I cannot see you, but we must know where each other is.
All right. And Perdita does that. And it's not very pleasant for us because Perdita has
Ow.
her spikes on her
Ow!
tail.
There you are. Ow!
Perdita rolls a 29.
Roz rolled a 27.
Yeah, so no
Nice.
problem. You guys are able to get sneakily on your toe beams are silent on the cobblestones as you make your way over to this building, effortlessly climb it with your tabaxi claws, and you now sit looking at the locked window. Perdita is going to need to unlock the shutters.
All
And you'll need a
right.
thieves' tools check with your dexterity. Thieves' tools check is going to be on the left of your page, like 2 boxes under your main stats. And when you click it, a second window's going to come up asking you which statistic you want to use to roll it.
Oh, and you're saying to use dexterity.
Dexterity.
All right. That is a 14.
Okay, well, as you sit there fiddling carefully with your tools in this lock, 15 is higher than 12, and that is the check that you needed to unlock. So after a moment, the iron lock on the window pops open and gives in your hand and you are able to unlock the shutters that lock the window closed and open it.
Well, I'm not going to open it immediately. I'm, of course, going to look around and see if anyone is looking at that side of the building. I'm going to be very
Sure.
careful.
Well, with the high stealth check, no one's looking right at that. No.
All right.
Yeah, your stealth check
Then
covers that. So.
Then I'm going to listen.
Okay.
I'm going to crack the door infinitesimally and listen to see if I hear any sounds in the room.
Okay. You hear. God. So, well, what you with cracking and like looking in it a little bit, you're sort of looking at a hallway, and you don't really see or hear anyone in particular. Like nobody's coming down the hallway. There's no, heavy boots clattering on the stone floor or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just a silent hallway.
I will give a tug on Rose's tail, and I will begin, because she's not going to know, and I will begin to enter, holding onto her tail, into the hallway.
Okay.
All right.
The rest of you who are looking at this, you see the window open, and it seems that they've been successful after a few minutes. Let's see.
We should have come up with a signal.
Well, we are invisible.
Okay.
How far away from me are they? If I'm on the other side, essentially on the other, like an alley.
So it's 15 feet down, probably 20 or 30 feet between the small wall that surrounds the compound and the actual building, and then probably another 30 or 40 feet. So you're like 60, 70 feet away, something like that.
Oh, great. So I will cast message into Roz's head, and she will hear, is the coast clear? This will not break your invisibility.
Oh, what? Ow. Yes, the coast is clear.
Right.
Okay.
And I'll relay that to Shanty. I said, okay.
All
Bird time.
Cool. It is nighttime though, so I'm thinking probably just gonna do bat also, just
That'll work, yeah.
for the sake of being able to see,
Okay.
and flap my way up through the window, I guess.
Okay.
Perdita, I see a bat approaching.
I'm sure it is Shanti. Perdita's eyeing the hall while she's waiting for them to get here, because you said a few minutes passed. She's going to stealthily just look around the hall and determine what she's looking at, doors, all that kind of thing.
Okay.
And she's going to be listening for sounds from anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, make a perception check. And then while you're making the perception check, the bats, go ahead and give us a stealth check. I'll say take advantage on this for being bats. Like, you're small and it's dark, and who would care if bats go in this building anyway? Okay, so that's a...
The first roll was a 20.
Yeah, that is technically a 20 from Shanty, so...
Oh, okay.
We'll take that right
Sweet.
when there.
Hell yes. Thank you.
And then Silas.
I am not a bat.
Oh, okay.
Solomon has my cloak.
Oh, right. So how are you, what, dimension dooring in there, or?
I'm waiting on a tweet.
Is there anywhere perchable?
I mean, the windowsill, sure, yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I just take a peek, see if there's anything I see?
Yeah, I mean, you look in and you see Roz and Perdita.
We're not uninvisible yet.
That's right. No,
right?
you don't see Roz and Perdita.
Right.
You see an empty hallway.
Fantastic.
And
okay.
it is just an empty stone hallway, pretty nondescript. There's like a door at one end of it, and some stairs at another end of it that go downward.
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and give a tiny little little flap.
Little flap.
Okay.
Now,
Little flap.
You said that the windowsill is 15 feet up.
Yeah.
Is it possible for me to get within range of a misty step?
You'd have to be...
It's non-Euclidean, so technically, as long as he's 30 feet from the side of the building, he could do it.
Right. Yeah. So if I can Misty Step, that would, yeah. So I'm just wondering, kind of the space layout. The problem is I have to see. So if I'm getting close and there's a wall in the way, yeah, it might mess things up.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, unless it's like a fence you could see through or something.
I described the. Let's see. You'd have to get on the other side of the fence, right? Because the fence is like up to the like short wall around it is just over 30 feet away from the from
that's fine.
From the
yeah,
spot.
so it's just out of range. Okay, that's fine.
You could make another stealth check. Same DC as everybody else. To get over the wall, and then Misty Step in there, but doesn't.
What do you guys think? Go for it or burn the slot?
I mean, you got the distraction. You might as well try to
conserve,
save, what you can.
Yeah. So is the stealth check at advantage as well?
No, not for you.
Okay.
Your DC is lowered because of the distraction, but unless you have some other means of giving yourself advantage on stealth, no, it's just a flat.
Right, I'd have to drop the invisibility. So I have a +6, which is pretty good. What do you guys think? Roll for it?
I mean, you need to roll on a +6 to beat a 12, I think.
I'd have to roll a 6 or higher.
13? Yeah, you gotta be like a 6 or higher. So that's like a 35.
Is the message still active?
I'd have to send it again.
Okay. Because I'm just figuring I could give you Bardic at the very least.
Oh, can you? How far away is that?
I
think Bardic is 60 feet.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh shit.
60 feet. I can. I don't want to shout 60 feet out of it.
Yeah, that
can
would
you give Bardic through a message? That's interesting.
All you have to do is be able to hear me and be within 60 feet of me.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I can cast message again and just be like, Roz, how clear?
Well, Shanty has arrived. Solomon is on my hip and Perdita is on lookout. We are ready when you are. What is the holdup?
I'll cast message one more time. Just say, worried about burning a 4th tier. Could possibly Misty Step into the room.
Silas, my count, you've got this. And I give you Bardic Inspiration.
All right. I think I'm going to go for it. All right, so just a straight stealth check. And the Bardic is what? Is a D8?
D8.
Okay.
Straight stealth, come on. A 9. Okay. Ooh, fuck. So I need to beat a what? A 13?
I think it's a 14.
It's a 13. You gotta get 13 or higher.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it was a 17 check. You knocked 4 off it with the distraction.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does what do Roz and Shanty see as we're looking out the window for Silas?
Hits the ground, farts, looks around like, oh shit.
He made it.
Yeah, I think you roll over the fence kind of poorly and thump into the ground, and the guards quickly turn their head and look, but you fall in behind a bush and you're just like, fuck, and then you open your eye and you can just see the window from there and you're like, phew, and woof, and a little whoosh of mist, and you are all of a sudden through the window, just as the guard kind of comes over and looks and goes back.
Nice.
All right. I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm in.
Yeah, so you guys can see. So with the perception check Perdita, as you're looking around and hearing, you can see that they're behind a door at the end of the hallway are a set of stairs leading upward. You've kind of entered in this. You're on the second floor, but there's a short landing above, and it kind of opens out into a broader area and you get the sense that that is the second floor, which is I think the intelligence indicated is kind of where you want to be headed. Rather than down the stairs to the first floor, it was just like less important stuff from the information you have.
Would right now be a good time to take a few-minute break? Daniel has to walk his dog briefly.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. So we're gonna take a quick break, guys, and everyone can sort of take a bio break, get water, whatever, and we will be back shortly. Okay, and welcome back, everybody. We are back from our break. Our heroes are standing in the hallway of the Star Chamber. So as I've described, basically, you're in a hallway. As you climb in and the window is just behind you, to your right you'll see a door, and Roz, I think, with your perception, knows that there are some steps that lead upward that are behind the door. To your left are some steps that lead downward back to the first floor, and I believe your intelligence indicated that the second floor is kind of like where the important stuff in this place happens. So you probably are looking to go up those stairs to your right. But yeah, you've made it in. At this point, Silas has invisibility on Roz and Perdita. Solomon is in a jar on Roz's belt as a gassy fart. I'm sorry, gassy form. And Shanty is a bat. So, what are you guys going to do? Who's going to do what?
Perdita is going to start to move towards the door, tugging on Roz's tail as she does it. And she's going to depend on Roz to send a message to Jesse. Because we talked about that, right? In a secret quiet moment. Oops. Anyway.
Who's
Jesse?
Roz is going to uncork Solomon.
Solomon's
so
gonna.
I mean, you guys can just talk. It like whisper to us.
Right.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that part. We're going for the door. La porte. Does Solomon get out of the bottle?
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
It's a small hole in a big Solomon. It does sound a little bit like a fart. A little poot. A little poot among friends. That's all.
Good lord.
Just like a fart in a jar.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then Solomon is gaseous form. Now I do want to look at gaseous form. Hang on, because I think it takes some time to come out of gaseous form. So if you're gonna do that, it's not like instantaneous, like dropping polymorph or something. Let's see.
You might be thinking of a different spell.
I mean, if it takes some time to come out
maybe
of
that
gaseous
might be.
form.
I thought that might be an older version of the spell or something.
I mean, you could leave me in the bottle and throw me at people.
That's true. Oh, can Solomon communicate as a cloud?
No, the target can't talk or manipulate objects.
Okay.
Okay, no, you're right. It can be instantaneously dropped. And
I
its
think you're thinking of
concentration-
Windwalk.
Yeah, it must be Windwalk instead of gaseous form. Okay. Yeah, so you could instantaneously drop that, and Solomon will just become person again. He does only have a movement speed of 10 feet, so he moves very slowly outside of the bottle.
In that case, does Solomon go back into the jar?
Yeah, Solomon's gonna go back into the
All right,
jar.
so the sound of a reverse fart going back into your ass as Solomon
Fantastic.
goes back in
D&D.
the jar. D&D, everyone. Okay,
Fart
so
jokes.
with that, what's the situation with the door? Is anyone opening the door, or are we...
Well, I'm going to try it, and first,
Okay.
I think, because I'm a rogue, I want to check it for traps.
Okay, sure. Make
Would
an
I do that inside
investigation
their
check.
building? I'm going to do it anyway. And that's what now? Tell me again.
Investigation.
Well, I got an 18 on my investigation.
Okay. Yeah, with an 18
Nice.
investigation, you are pretty confident that it is not trapped, nor is it locked.
All right. I'm listening very, very carefully before I open the door.
You are listening very carefully.
Particularly for being able to hear if there are voices right next to the door or footsteps right next to the door.
No, you don't hear any footsteps.
So at that point, then, lightly tugging on Raz's tail, I'm going to gently, gently open the door just a little bit. Enough that I can see into the room.
And I guess Roz will whisper back to everyone, Shanty, Solomon, Silas, are you ready? My count on your command.
Let's move.
Then Roz will give Perdita's tail a tug with hers. Ow! And give her bardic inspiration. And also the signal to push forward.
As stealthily as possible, Perdita is going to attempt to open the door and slip inside the room.
Okay. All right. Well, we are going to put you on the map now, then, friends. Okay. Uh-oh. I've done something.
All right, chat. Tell us where all them red dragons are.
Yeah.
Actually, you open the door and standing silently in front of you is an ancient red dragon. Everyone, please roll initiative. No, I'm just kidding. That's not.
Boo.
Boo. It's a Mick ancient red dragon. So, there. All right. Ready, set, go. That's not true. Okay.
Oh my gosh. You would have that
So
on
is
there.
it kind of? Does it kind of have the appearance of Ronald McDonald or
Oh
Watermelon?
my.
Only its penis does, but you can't see that because its penis is basically internal. So
Does it look like Macho Man Randy Savage with
No.
scaly wings?
only its asshole looks like Roger.
Got it. Okay, so we're
I
moving
hate all of
forward.
that.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
And its teeth look like candy canes. Anyway,
Question, real quick. So the only one who can be seen
somebody
right now
stat
is
this
me.
out, please. This
Yes.
needs to actually be a
Technically
monster.
Shanty, but
Shanty's
she's
a
a
bat.
bat, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Shanty is
Right.
a bat. You are right.
Here's what I'm going to do real quick before we keep moving. I'm going
Silas is standing alone in the hall.
just in this hallway by myself. Yeah,
Hi.
I got a good look at the guards out front.
Okay.
Right, just making
Sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to just reach my hand out to Shanty, kind of like put her like in a pocket, and then I'm going to pull out a scroll of disguise self, and I'm going to be a guard.
Okay.
Are you going to mention it?
Oh yeah, I tell everybody what I'm doing. But also
Okay.
you can watch me do it.
We can
All
watch
right.
him. He can't
Do we
watch
see him
us.
do it? Do we know? Because we don't want to attack him because we think he's a god.
We're all here together.
All right.
Okay.
So we have Shanty Bat right there.
Uh,
Pat
Nope,
Shanty.
that's not right.
Adorable.
I still can't.
We're at the very bottom of the screen,
Oh,
and
hang
it's
on, I got you.
enormous. So you might have
Okay.
to.
Did that work? Did it pull you down?
Scroll.
Oh, nope. I am just bad at this program as usual.
Okay.
We're here. I'm sorry.
Well, all is no, it's all good. Okay, so we have Shanty as a bat. You guys are staring up. You can see this stairway opens up into a landing. There appears to be a hallway to your left and a hallway to your right, and then two smaller hallways here. You can also see this wall in the corner of those hallways It looks a little funky. It's like the brick is kind of like a strange green stone. And every so often, out of the corner of your eye, you almost feel like it's like rippling or something. Kind of weird.
Could you ping that again, please? Because I wasn't in the right place to see it.
This thing right here, you can see that stone looks a little greenish.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
Would we have any idea what would make a stone green?
Roz,
Did any
eat
of us
some
have
of it.
seen something like that before?
Roz licks the stone.
You go up and lick the stone?
Yeah.
All right. Please move yourself up there, Roz. Everyone else, anyone else moving?
No. Perdita's shaking her head, her invisible head, and saying,
As my count
She is
wishes.
a cat. She is a cat inside of herself.
Don't blame me.
Everyone, please roll initiative. As an ooze sort of like slurps out of the wall, attacking Roz.
I do want, so just at the top of the combat, Roz has 5 lives left. We all know. So for everyone keeping score at home.
I mean, that was fast. Like, you guys just straight up. Just. Okay, I gotta roll initiative for this thing. That music is a little loud.
This might be the 5th death of Roz.
I got a 19.
I think we can take the ooze.
Okay.
Shanty got a 5.
Oh, I guess it didn't go. It says I did click myself. Perdita got a 12.
It could use some salt.
And DM, every time now I roll something, it asks me if it's a public roll. It's like I'm stuck on Whisper. What is that?
Okay. Probably a weird setting in your sheet. Hang on, I'll fix it. Let's see. Whisper rolls to region, never Whisper rolls. Bam, there you go. Should be fixed.
Thank
Okay.
you so very much.
All right. So that's weird. For some reason that wasn't attached to your token. I don't know why.
Does this take Roz out of invisibility?
You physically touched the thing. I don't think that counts as an attack, so I do think you're currently invisible.
Okay,
licked it.
so
But it does have it does, like, it touched you, so it kind of has a sense of where you are.
so I rolled a 19 and I don't have sight on the map.
Okay. That's weird. Okay.
Well, it didn't.
There it is.
me-
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. All right. And then hang on, let's see. You're invisible.
Yeah,
But-
it didn't take my roll either. I'm sorry to say. I did click on myself. It just didn't work.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
I'll
rolled
get
a
you there.
12.
Okay, that means you guys are invisible. Who the crap is Alice? Oh, these are left over. I never cleared the thing from before. Okay, add Perdita. What's your initiative, Perdita?
12.
Okay, who else do I need to add? Bat Shanty? No, you got
5.
Silas got a 7.
Silas got a 7. Add 7. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so this green thing, and Solomon, so you had run up right behind him, or her?
I'm in the jar.
You're in
on-
the jar, that's right. And you're gaseous right now. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this fun little gassy form on you. Okay, so, however, Roz, you are up first. So you are invisible. This thing has slurped out at you. I am gonna say, just for having touched the thing, you are gonna take. Ooh, that's fun.
Acid damage?
Yeah, some acid damage. As if it had attacked you, although you won't take the bludgeoning damage. You've 22 points of acid damage as you lick this thing, and it just, like, your face and tongue immediately burn as, like, this recess in the wall slurps out at you. Also, are you wearing magical armor?
No.
Okay, your AC is reduced by 1.
Wait a minute. Yes, you are. We found found a set of armor and a rapier. Remember? Didn't you get a +1 armor?
It's not a +1 armor. It's just studded leather. It's just regular studded leather.
Yeah, we did find some magic armor. I think Silas is wearing it.
I'm not wearing magic armor.
not the Solomon. I think Solomon's the only one that like is a heavy armor character in the party. And so that's the armor from the crypt of the Keep of Castle Rend or whatever. I think that's the only magic armor. Acid to the tongue, Raj won't be able to taste anything for weeks. Yeah. Okay, so you take 22 points of acid damage. Massive hit.
Yikes.
As the thing yeets onto you.
I'm eating a pizza roll.
And slurps its way at you. And then it is Roz's turn. You have the reaction here.
Is Roz inside of the ooze, or is Roz just
You're just
in
occupying
contact?
kind of the same space.
Okay.
You're in contact. It didn't gelatinous cube you, and you're not restrained. It just like slurped out of the wall and is sloshing all over you. But you get the sense like it's not grasping you. I don't actually think this thing has like restraint. I know the picture is like a creature being eaten by ooze, but it that actually doesn't.
So I think the first thing Roz is going to do is grab Solomon, the jar of Solomon gas off of her belt, and smash it on the ground next to her.
Okay.
And then the second thing that she's going to do is,
Okay, so I'm assuming you're smashing it off of where the ooze is.
just where Solomon, I guess maybe behind. Or
Yeah, I guess what I'm asking
it?
is, you don't want to throw Solomon directly into the ooze, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I think the only really available option you have is maybe to put Solomon like here, halfway into that wall. I'm sorry about that. That's just kind of how the wall is.
Solomon is still technically a gas, right?
Yeah, Solomon does remain a gas, and I believe will remain a gas until Shanty drops concentration on that spell.
Correct.
Solomon, which Shanty
you can do
could
as a free action, right?
Shanty could do that whenever you want. Dropping concentration is completely free, requires no action economy, and can be done at literally any time. But that is up to the person who casts the spell. However, so Roz, you smash the thing. Let's at least handle your turn first, and then we'll move on from there.
And then Roz is going to take out the soggy orange sock from her bag, and slap the ooze with it, just like a really nice wet, and cast Bane.
Okay. The sock is going to be disintegrated by touching the ooze.
Are you sure about that?
I am sure about that, yeah.
Magic sock.
It's not a magic sock. This thing has to make a charisma saving throw. All right.
But it's orange sock. Are you sure it doesn't do acid damage itself?
Wow. So I have a question. Is your spell save DC higher than -2? I need to know.
Yes, it is 15, which is 17 discrete integers higher. Than
so it fails.
Wonderful.
It is baned. We're gonna use.
And
what do we use for bane?
The target must roll a d4 and subtract that from any attack or saving throws it makes before the spell ends.
So that's your action. We'll say your bonus action is yeeting Solomon out of the bottle,
sense.
which shatters, clattering across the floor. Okay, that brings us to Solomon's turn. Does Shanty want to gaseous form Solomon before Solomon's turn, or is Solomon stuck as a gas this turn?
No, I'm going to take that as a cue to release concentration.
So Bat Shanty drops concentration on gaseous form, and Solomon, you return to your normal state. What would you like to do?
As soon as Solomon returns to his normal state, he's going to Hunter's Mark. It has to make a wisdom save?
No, it's automatic.
No, it just happens.
Ah, you're right. Okay,
Yeah,
then that was a bonus action.
Okay.
So I'm going to make 2 attacks with Frostbrand.
Okay.
It was 27 hit.
27 does hit.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to apply Divine Smite, level 1.
Here it comes.
Okay.
Smite.
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 So,
Total of 28 damage.
okay. So, hang on 1 second.
Oh no.
As you slash into this creature, it splits into 2.
No.
And the second one is not Hunter's Marked or Baned.
One of those.
Okay.
However, they do have less hit points in this format because they only have half the hit points that they had before. So,
All right, then I'm going to make a second attack. I probably can't reach it, but I can still move, though.
yeah, you can move through Roz's square.
All right. I forgot to roll the hunter's
Yeah, you can roll the Hunter's Mark
damage.
damage, and I'll just subtract half of it from each.
It's a D6, right?
Yes, it should be a D6.
That's a 5.
Nice.
So that's minus that and minus.
Then
Okay.
I'm going to make a Frostbrand attack on the one that has newly split off.
Okay. Sure, go ahead.
Probably 11 doesn't hit.
Actually does hit. These things only have an AC
What?
of 7.
Nice.
Yeah. These things only have an AC of 7.
This one, however, will not be a Divine Smite.
Okay.
And
go ahead and roll
that's
damage.
11 slashing, 2 cold, so 13 total.
Okay.
And
and it splits into 2 even smaller ones.
That's Solomon's turn.
Okay.
Ooh.
Perdita, you're up.
All right. Well, Perdita is going to take steady aim.
Okay.
Oh, wrong.
Also, I
Hold
forgot to
up.
mention this. Roz is not invisible anymore because you cast a spell.
Well, I took damage first.
I don't think taking damage makes you not invisible. I think just casting spells or making attacks.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. So as a bonus action, I am giving myself advantage on my next attack roll, and I am shooting at the biggest one left. Well, now wait a moment. That'll just if I don't kill it. But it has the bane and whatever. Does anything happen if I attack it, or it's only if Perdita
No.
attacks it?
Yeah, the Solomon gets extra damage, and the Bane causes it to have less, to take a D4. It's the opposite of Bless. It takes a D4 away from attack rolls and saving throws. It's like
All right.
anti-bless.
Well, I think I'm going to aim my crossbow at the little one that is right below Solomon.
Okay, so the very bottom one.
Yeah, hoping that
Okay.
I kill it and I get rid of one of them.
Yeah, go ahead and make that attack with advantage.
Oh, I'm in the wrong place. There we go. Short bow. All right, that is a 19 to hit.
That does hit.
Do I get sneak attack with a short
Yes,
bow?
you do get sneak
Yeah.
attack if you have
Then
advantage.
that is 27 points of damage.
Okay, and that one sort of sizzles, and you can see the stone is being eaten away. But you do get the sense that it seems to have lost its like sapience and cohesion.
And I'm going to stay where I am so that I am
Okay.
not moving.
Alrighty, so now these things are going to attack. One is going to attack Roz, and one is going to attack Solomon. So Roz, you got an attack coming at you.
Bring it.
I have 12 to hit.
Minus 4.
Oh,
Or minus a D4.
minus
Yeah.
D4,
I don't
yeah.
think that's going to hit. either
Which
way.
won't hit.
And then that's 3. And then Solomon has 1, 7. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Oh, also, sorry, Solomon. You hit twice with a melee attack, right? On the last turn?
Yeah, he did too.
Yeah. So
Great
Solomon,
sword attack.
you were going to take 10 points of acid damage as the acid sort of splashes onto you. And luckily, your magical sword does not get corroded by the acid. So,
Ooh.
lucky you. Okay, so that is the ooze, which has attacked and failed to hit both Roz and Solomon. That brings us to Silas.
Okay, Silas is going to take the wand, drape it across the rapier. As he does, he catches a spark on the front of it and uses that momentum to send a fire bolt straight at the one who is baned.
Okay. Go ahead and
that
roll your
should
attack.
Give me that. 25.
25 hits.
10 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to close on the littlest one and take my rapier and jam it into it.
Okay. And that, are you hasted or or is that
It's the blade
song
singing
thing?
cantrip double attack thing.
Okay, cool.
I can replace a cantrip as part of my extra attack.
Okay, yeah.
It's a blade singing thing.
Yeah, so go ahead and attack.
18.
18
and
hits.
10 points of piercing damage on the little one.
Okay, it does not split with the piercing damage. It is not quite dead yet, but and you are wielding a magic sword, correct? We found it's like a +1 sword you found. Okay, but you do take 6 points of acid damage as acid splashes onto your hand.
All right.
Oh, I'm loving this. I lick the wall. And here we are, friends. Okay. Shanty, as a bat, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So first, I want to go ahead and just be myself.
Okay. So dropping your wild shape is going to take what kind of action? I think bonus action?
I think it is a bonus action, yeah. Triple check.
Yeah, you're not a moon druid, right? You're a sports druid.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it would be a bonus action.
Yeah, so going into wild shape takes an action, but I think coming out of it just takes a bonus action. You revert to your normal form earlier by using a bonus action on your turn. Yes. Okay.
Cool.
So we bring you back to regular Shanty. Stand by. Let me do my magic trick. Okay. And then I got to add you to the turn order. Okay, and what was your I guess it doesn't really matter because you were like at the bottom.
I was a 5.
5, okay.
Yeah. 5.
Okay. All right. So you revert back to Shanty as a bonus action. What would you like to do?
Yep. And then our little friends, they're not grappling anyone in the party currently, right?
Yeah, these things don't have any ability to like grapple or restrain.
Okay.
They just melt you when they touch you.
Okay, cool beans. Well, I want to go ahead and cast Moonbeam on Big Boy.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Let's Moonbeam. Do I have a template for that?
It should be 5-foot radius.
Bam. Okay. 5 foot. Let's look at it. What a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range. So Moonbeam. Okay, hang on. We got it. 5 foot. Okay. Actually looks more like this. Kind of awkward. It has to go on a point within range, means the intersection of 2 squares. So let's see. You could put it. You could put it here and get both of them and none of your friends. That would work.
Sure. All right. If that
between those two things.
If that works.
Okay.
Well,
cool.
then, cool. We'll both just need to make con saves, please.
Yeah, and I think that'll happen when a creature enters the spell for the first time on a turn or starts his turn there. So I think that happens when they start their next turn.
Oh, okay, cool.
Actually,
Sounds
listen,
good.
They're about to die. We're just going to go ahead and roll the con saves. I don't want you to have wasted.
No, I think it happens if they're in it when it starts and at the end of their next turn.
Maybe when it enters for the first time on a turn or starts his turn. Either way, we're going to roll those con saves.
Cool.
I've got an 8 and a 19. Go ahead and roll damage. The top one failed. The bottom one succeeds. I don't think it matters for the bottom one. It has 3 hit points.
Okie dokie. Let's see. I am so sorry. I just need to quick reminder about how to roll my radiant. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Let's see. 2d10 radiant. Yeah, /R space 2d10. We'll do it.
Fantastic.
Or maybe / I don't know which way the slashes go. /R.
Let's find out.
Nice.
9 damage. Okay, so one of them made the save, but still takes more health than it has. So the bottom one is yeeted. The top one, on the other hand, fails, but takes a good chunk of damage. Oh, it failed anyway. I don't need to roll never mind. I don't need to roll the bane. It already failed. So yeah, you vaporize in a ball of radiant light one of these creatures, and the second one takes a good chunk of damage and is looking pretty nasty. Anything else from Shanty?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay. That brings us to Roz.
Roz is going to bonus action Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
You taste worse than my fist. And DC 15.
Okay. Is your DC 15? Help me with the math. Is 15 higher than 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Then it fails. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 takes 8 psychic damage and has disadvantage on its next.
Okay. So it doesn't have disadvantage on anything because it is dead now.
Nice.
As you mock this creature,
Disadvantage on
it
living.
sort of just like eats itself and then eats itself. As the case may be. Okay. And that is going to take us out of initiative.
And when was the last time a Vicious Mockery was the final?
Right? In this campaign, it's been a while, and maybe not ever. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Okay. So you stand in this hallway. Roz's tongue is badly burned. Several of you have taken some sort of like acid damage to yourselves.
Can I cast Mending to restore my AC?
Hey,
That's a great question. Let me find out.
I cast Healing Hands on myself to top myself off.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk up to Roz and hand her my potion of greater healing, and and just say, I think you need to learn some sarcasm. But hand you, it's a potion of greater healing.
By the way, don't lick the walls.
Got it.
Solomon. Solomon's gonna look at the rest of the party and say, does anybody need patching up?
On a scale of 1 to 42, I'm at a 36.
Very badly burned.
I'm gonna spare Solomon 4 points. Or
So let's see.
6 points.
Got you. Thank you.
Single break or tear. So this is not broken or torn. It's melted.
That is a spicy.
So I'm
Spicy
gonna
wall.
say you're stuck with that lower AC until you either find some new armor or buy some new armor, or get maybe someone at Castle Wren can repair your armor. But I think I think we're gonna be stuck with that -1 AC for wall licking. I think that's a fair consequence
Yeah.
of licking the green ooze on the wall. I think that's.
Let that be a lesson to you kids. If you're gonna wickle, all,
you're gonna wickle to tickle lickle the wall.
If you're gonna lick the wall, you need to accept the Mick consequences.
Yeah. You're gonna lickle the wickle wall. You're gonna accept the Mick consequences.
Little Pete's.
Okay.
That's it for tonight's session. We'll see you.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Here you are. The wall is sort of like, you can tell all this green stuff that you can see on the map is like scooped out, and like the stone is kind of thinner there. But you do see these hallways. Now that you've moved in and have a chance to sort of look around, you can see some
Real fake doors
here. You can see doors here. You can see doors here. Like there's doors everywhere. So it's just kind of what direction you want to go.
How much did that healing potion do?
It would be 44 plus 4 for greater healing. I've been holding on to that one for a minute.
Great.
So 12
Thank you very
total?
much.
Why is it spicy?
It tastes like nothing.
Okay,
There's
so
just
you
no
regain some hit
tongue
points.
left.
All
And
right.
yeah, so you guys have fought this thing. What would you like to do?
Well, I
Do you
think.
want-
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Actually, I was gonna say I think Perdita needs to lead.
Well, and I was going to say the first thing Perdita was going to do is to step into each hallway very quietly and see again what she can hear, if she hears voices from anywhere. I also think she would assume, and perhaps erroneously, that that thing was protecting something, and so she might want to go to the little smaller halls first. And
Okay, hang
check
on. I gotta
for
read
traps.
through. I gotta read through like everything in here to see if you hear anything. So everyone, please stand by while I scour this document to see if anything.
Would it help if I moved into a direction, or?
I mean, no, because I'm gonna need to know.
Okay.
I didn't
Excellent.
think
Well-
that you would be relying on audio, which I should have. I just didn't like make a note to myself.
Well, I'm going
of
to
where
be checking
sounds are coming
traps
from.
also. That's another
Okay.
thing I'm going to be doing.
Listen, we're just gonna sit in this moment while I figure out exactly what all I need to respond. So everyone just sort of relax.
Well, while you're thinking about that, and concentration on invisibility is dropped, I'm going to go ahead and cast Detect Magic and see if I can see anything around us that flares. So,
Gotcha. I think magic is blocked by what? A foot of stone? Is it right? Or
it's what I can see. So if it's visible, I'll see an aura around it. But if it's not visible, I can't see anything.
Okay. Yeah. No, you don't see anything currently around right now.
Okay, I'm going to just keep that up, just continuously until. I mean, it's up for 10 minutes, but I'm just going to keep recasting it because I can do it at will.
And I'm going to go ahead and walk up to Silas and touch his shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
I got helped out by Solomon. You might want to give a dose to our Tabaxi Rawls.
Oh, yeah. Raz, how are you doing, friend?
I am better now that I've had a little something to cleanse my palate. Roz casts Healing Word on herself. She is basically just missing like a little chunk of the tip of her tongue.
Poor thing.
Okay. So. Okay, so go ahead and make your perception check, not Roz, Perdita.
All right. I got a 15.
With a 15, you do not hear any sounds anywhere in here.
All right. Not hearing anything. I think again, for Perdita, unless someone stops her, she's going to assume that the gooky stuff was protecting something. And so she is going to move into one of the hallways and go to the first door. Right?
Okay.
Is that this door on her right here?
So yeah, you want to go to, there's one on either side of you.
Oh, I didn't mean to go in. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. No, it's okay. There's one on either side of you. So there's one, let me just draw on this thing real quick. There is a door right here and a door right here.
All right, and I'm not just walking down the hall. I'm checking for traps and being extremely careful.
Sure. I mean, I'll factor that into your perception check.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, I will attempt to open this door.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Okay.
So, are you saying I can?
Not yet. I gotta look at it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, the door is not locked or trapped.
The door is a mimic.
You are. So you're trying to
Roz
open
licks the door.
This door to the south or the one to the north that I showed you?
I'm right here. You see what? Can you not
To the
see
north.
what I'm doing? I went
north,
through a
okay.
door. Is that the north? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You open the door to the north. You can see that this goes down the stairs.
What?
So there's
No. No. I didn't go that.
that's
that
north.
I don't know which is north. I opened
North
the
is
one
up.
I went down.
Okay.
I'm in
Well,
a room with 4 chairs and a table.
okay.
And I now realize that this is a star. And so if this is a star,
Oh, that's
probably the things that go off of it are immaterial and unimportant. And what is really going on is going to be in the center of the star. And so at that, I'm shaking my head at everybody else, stepping back out of the room, and I'm heading to the door on the north.
Okay. Hang on a second.
Does that work? Does that make sense? Because look at that funny shaped
Star
room.
chamber.
I'm sorry. You've now all confused me tremendously. Where are you actually going?
Well, does it not show on your
Here.
map that I walked into this room right here?
Yes, it does. And so do you want me to actually describe what's in there?
Well, it's 5 chairs and a table.
Well, but no. There's actual stuff in there.
Okay, yes, I want you to describe it.
What is going on in there, Perdita?
Okay. All right. You open the door.
We just see Perdita like T-posing and turning back and forth.
Okay, so you can see that the walls of this room are lined with books. And then the center of the room has some additional shelves. That's not what I want. Has some additional shelves. And you can see some reading areas in here. Do you have any questions
Oh, well, I suppose I might.
about the books? I mean, you don't have to. You guys don't have to investigate
Well,
this room.
no,
You see
now
it,
that
you
you
know.
tell me those are all bookcases or whatever, I think I might just glance at the books to see if they're in a language I understand and I get any idea what kind of books they are, but I'm glancing.
Okay, you are glancing. Yeah, so just glancing over, you can see the books contain, and is anyone else doing anything while this is happening, or are you all just waiting for Perdita? But you can see that the tomes cover various topics such as local history, confusing stuff about magical theory, monster anatomy, celestial bodies, gods and demons, even some nasty topics like how to defile temples, summon fiends, and torture people.
Okay, I think that Perdita would think that in the seriousness of the moment, it would not be the good thing to spend a lot of time there hunting through lots of books.
Also,
So
probably don't need
Perdita
that
would be
last one.
ready to step out of the room, but she would allow anybody else to do what they choose.
Did she just do an investigation check?
She did not do an investigation check, just like a cursory glance.
Oh, sorry. Now that the door is open, detect magic. Anything?
Let's take a look.
I'm just like scanning for a book that anything that pops out is magical. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, but I can roll you something.
Yeah, I think it's a question of are these like directly visible or not. So but with the detect magic, I'm gonna say make an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. 18.
18, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so you find a couple of things. One, you find a couple of books that you would recognize from your time with Elian that are worth probably quite a bit. They're pretty rare. You find 3 rare books worth 400 gold each.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You also find some spell scrolls.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You find a scroll of Vampiric Touch, a scroll of Blight, and a scroll of Hold Monster. I think, yeah, I can just add these to you guys. So you can have, there you go. There you go. Okay. So you should have those spell scrolls in your handouts if you need to refer to those to remember which ones you have.
Okay. Blight, Hold Monster, and Vampiric Touch.
Yes. Also, remind me, did anyone have chat inspiration at this point?
Delport Brecklin gave me.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, I don't
Appreciate
have my chat markers set up for this set of scenes. So, never mind. We'll just have to remember this time. When we're back on the full screen, it'll work.
I'm stowing all of that for later, but I think after that, I'm going to say, unless there's anything else anybody needs to do, we should probably keep moving.
All right.
All right.
Roz is-
So, go ahead.
Roz is going to grab one of the books on torture and hand it to Silas.
Oh.
Silas is going to look it over real quick. I was like, I don't know if we need that, Roz.
You never know if you have a change of heart.
We'll start.
Solomon's probably going to very gingerly check the room across the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, you can open that door. It is also not trapped. And this is kind of hard. Oh, that's not what I wanted. You get out of here. So here's the thing. I gotta do some. Oh no, you can't see. Okay.
This is some funky architecture, let me tell you.
Yeah, I
really
know,
is.
right?
Are you guys? So are you just sort of? How are you entering this room?
Well, Perdita's not.
Okay. Everyone who is entering this room, how are you doing so?
I'd like to sneak if possible, but
Okay.
if Solomon's in the lead, so Solomon, did you kick the door down? What did you do?
I didn't kick the door down. Solomon just opens the door, looks in, and takes a couple of steps into the room.
Okay.
Shanty's going to try to be sneaky.
Yeah, I'll try to be sneaky as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Roz wants to check under the pews.
I think Roz has all the pews we need.
Pew.
Pepe Le Pew, eat your heart out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an 11.
The 20.
Silas cannot get it together.
I
He's
would like
tripping over his feet all
everybody
day.
to make a perception check. Everybody who has entered the room.
Odd.
Okay. Perdita did not. She is in the hallway keeping guard. But does she hear anything while she's there?
Well, make a perception check.
She's listening. Hers is to see if she hears steps approaching from any direction.
Okay. So here's.
I got a
what-
nice fat natural 1.
Phew, nice. Okay, yeah. Everyone, please let me know what you got on that perception.
Shanty got a 21.
Roz got an 8.
Okay.
Solomon got a 13.
Okay.
And Shanty got a 21.
Okay. And Perdita?
Perdita out in the hallway got a 26.
Okay. So. All right. So I think things happen really quickly. And what's going to end up happening is that Perdita and Shanty are not surprised when this happens. So I would like everyone to please, once again, roll initiative.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Atta girl, Roz, with the 22.
Okay, you go. Shit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
By the way,
Alright.
I know this is happening fast. Does my detect magic pick up anything? Just out of curiosity.
What's the range on that?
Like 30-ish feet radius?
No.
Best for last, Daniel. Best for last.
Nope, it does not.
Just making sure.
Yeah, so anyway, let me actually describe this room now that you're entering it. So this large space is kind of like a church. Although the sort of chaotic star imagery here doesn't represent any known saint or gods you guys would know of. You can kind of see this massive altar in the front. You see rows of pews, and you can see next to this altar, like in front of it is sort of like a circle of circle drawn on the floor. There's like blood in the circle. Behind it, on top of the altar, is like this statue of some strange tentacled being. Quite intense in here. And Yeah. So upon the altar, so there's 3 glass domes on the altar, and then the triangular wedge where the walls would join behind the altar is actually kind of like this massive black void with swirling motes of light circling around it like a whirlpool. It is pretty intense in here.
And Roz lick it.
So in the first round of combat, Perdita and Shanty, you notice in a split instant that somebody or something has hidden behind the altar. However, even if you warn your friends, they're not going to have time to react. So you guys can take actions, and I am just going to like put this guy on the map here. Boop.
I still look like a guard, by the way.
Okay, gotcha. Fair enough.
So,
You have entered with all of these people, but okay. So,
Yeah. As my prisoner?
It's my first day. Got lost.
Yeah. So Perdita and Shanty,
Wait.
you see this person who seems to have like skipped around the back of the altar and drawn his bow, and is hoping that he's like hidden well enough from you guys that he can jump out and attack. But Perdita and Shanty, you notice him, and he won't have the drop on you. Perdita, what would you like to do?
Well, Perdita would like to shoot him with her bow first, because she
So-
knows he's not good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Oh, also this thing right here, you guys can see. This is like a bridge that goes over the thing. So like you're in this.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. You're in this. It's kind of hard to see. Actually, I guess I can take the dynamic lighting off of some of this now that you're in here.
I can tell now that you've.
Because you went straight into the boss room first. Okay, so there you go. You can see
gosh.
now that like there's walls, but then there's this like thing that walks over top. But you guys can walk under it here. The thing is, he has full cover from you now, Perdita. Because between where that bridge is and the altar, like he's ducked down and you don't have an angle. If you ran around and got up on the bridge, you might be able to hit him, but from where you're currently positioned, he's ducked down. Now, you also could just wait until he pops up and take a shot at him.
Yes. Since you have described it to me and I know what I'm looking at, Perdita grabs her crossbow and holds it for if she gets a clear shot at him.
Okay. Are you doing any like steady aim or anything like that?
Yes, of course I am, because I have not moved.
Okay, great. So you'll have advantage on that when the time comes. Roz, you are surprised and can't act in the first round. Silas, you are surprised and can't act in the first round. Shanty, you are up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go ahead and just have Moonbeam prepared, I think. And just ready to go in case I can actually get to him.
Well, I will just give you the moonbeam then.
Thanks.
Let's see. Actually, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah,
I'm
give
going to
him the
change
business.
Rid of
Presents.
this. We are going to just make this. It's not. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, great. Hang on. We'll come back over here. Okay, so that's Moonbeam. It should be the right size to fit, and any of the squares touched by the blue on it will be, it. And you're doing that. Your plan is to drop that on him when he pops up, or what's the?
So I can. Well, I guess I can see him right now, right? And it's not.
He just like from Perdita, he has full cover from you, but you saw where he went, so you could drop it like, if you dropped it like here, he would be in it, right?
Okay.
Now he probably would move, and not get back in it after that, but
If she put it in the center, right on top of this altar, he might not be able to shoot from behind it. It'd give us
And
some
he
room
would
to
have
kind
to
of
move.
play.
let's see. Yeah, let's look at the text of Moonbeam.
Do you want me to put it back in chat or?
Sure, that'd be great.
Yep. Give me just a second.
He could sit there, but
I
he'd have
guess
to
I'd
take
be-
damage.
Because I'd also kind of be concerned about destroying anything on the altar too, just in case it's useful.
I mean, if it's useful for them, we might as well destroy it, right?
Well, valid, yeah.
Okay,
Okey-doke.
silvery beam of pale light.
Disrespect your
Dim
surroundings.
light fills the cylinder. Okay. Yeah, so he can see through it, but you can drop it, but so you could drop it here and get him. You could drop it right on the altar, and he wouldn't be able to hide behind the altar anymore.
Sure, let's flush him
So-
out. We'll just drop it on the altar. Yep.
All right. Well, we'll do it the same way we did the last time. We'll go ahead and have him make the con save. If anybody knows how that actually works, if he doesn't make it till his turn, let me know. But, what is yours? Spell save DC 16. He's got a 15. He does not make the save. Go ahead and roll damage.
But if you look in the description, it's when they first enter it on a turn or the start of its turn there. So
Yeah.
I guess it counts. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I've
he's getting
always
ready to
read
start
that.
his turn. So
I've always read it as when the moonbeam exists, he is existing in that square with it on a turn, which means it functions. It does the damage when it's cast, and
the rulings that I'm seeing just from googling it are not according to I don't know, as much as we care what Jeremy Crawford thinks about anything, not necessarily intended to cause damage when they're cast or moved on to a creature, but only when they start their turn.
okay,
So,
got it.
having looked it up, it is going to go off when his turn starts, which happens
Which
now.
is now. So
Same difference.
cool.
So, if they're already in it, right, they won't have a chance to move out of it usually before their turn is cast, but it doesn't do damage right when it drops. So,
Okay.
however, we're going to use that same roll. He still failed, and go ahead and roll damage because his turn
Can't do.
was next anyway. But
For
now we know
11
for the
radiant.
future. So,
Thank you.
11 radiant damage. Ooh. Okay, also, we got to put this back so we can actually see him. And bam, 11 radiant damage. Okay, and then it is his turn, and yeah, he is going to have to move out from behind there. He doesn't want to sit there and keep taking that damage, so he's going to pop out. At that point, Perdita, your
Short bow.
short bow will go off.
And I have advantage because of the steady aim, and it is a 15 to hit.
15 to hit.
Nice.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
All right.
Damn.
So you take shot, and he dodges the arrow, and then returns with some shots of his own. Damn. Yeah. So he's got his bow drawn. He, I think, is going to take 2 shots at the closest person. It looks like is Roz. I guess you got out ahead
it
of
is.
Solomon. So 2 shots coming at you. I've got a 15 and a 25.
25 hits.
Okay. For
The
11 points of
15.
piercing damage.
The 15 thunks into Roz's shield. The 25.
And
25?
Yes.
Oof.
Okay.
Not again.
And then so he's moved. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. Hang on a second. Read something. Oh,
And
it is after your. Oh man, you're lucky, Roz. He would have gotten assassinate on you,
Nice.
but your turn was before his initiative. Yeah, brutal.
barely staying alive is Roz's superpower.
Okay.
And Synapse in chat has offered hit die for anyone who needs it. I'm good, bro.
Okay.
Just you wait.
You can. Okay.
Yeah, give it a few minutes.
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
okay.
Sit on that for a
So that's
second.
11 damage, and then he is going to move. What is his movement? He's moved 5 feet to get here. I'm assuming it's 30, probably, right? Yeah, 30. Okay, so 5. He's got 25 more feet of movement. And he is going to start like rushing up the other side of the room. Solomon is surprised and can't act in the first round of combat. Bringing us back to Perdita.
All right, Perdita gets another shot at him, and she has not moved, so she has advantage again.
Okay.
That is a 25 to hit.
Okay, that
Nice.
hits.
I don't like that you had to think about that a moment. All right, and I have no sneak attack, so I just.
So you do have
move.
sneak attack.
I
You do have
do.
sneak
Is there
attack,
somebody
yeah.
there? My
You're
page.
taking
You have
steady
advantage,
aim.
so you have sneak attack.
Yeah, taking steady aim gives you an advantage, and anytime
Then
you
I
have
do
advantage, you can
18
use it.
points of damage.
Whew. Okay.
Nice.
Look like it did.
Hell yeah.
Sure, did he take it all?
Yeah, that hit. He's not happy about that. It's a bad time for him.
Okay, then
Oh,
Perdita,
hang on. I also. Yeah, he does. Sorry, extra damage to Roz. My bad. Roz, you
much?
take an 11 extra damage. He also has sneak attack, and I forgot to factor that in. And because you were
Cool.
surprised, he did get sneak attack. So,
Okay,
What in
Perdita,
the world?
my bad.
Perdita is going to duck behind the doorway
Okay.
so that she has cover.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and move. All right.
You can't exactly do it in those squares, but
Sure,
that was my intention.
If you hold Alt, you can kind of move yourself, not locked to the grid, but not a big deal. Okay, this is all sort of a vague representation of everything. Anyway, okay, so Roz, that brings us to you.
Think. Gosh. Well, what? Roz is gonna shout. What is everyone else doing? Is there anything that Roz can help set up for someone? I don't think there's a lot that she can do that's impactful by herself. Like I could bane him, I could stinking cloud, I could do some area of control type stuff. What's helpful for
Bane's
folks?
pretty good.
Yeah. I imagine these guys probably have decent charisma, but let's give it a shot. Roz is going to take out the sizzling nub of orange sock and throw it at our uninvited guest. I guess technically that's us.
Okay, that. Go ahead.
That's I'll say DC 15 charisma save. I've got to make
That is a 20
in order to
from
dodge.
him. No.
Ooh.
He does not a nat 20, but it's a dirty 20, as opposed to a slutty 20, as we've discussed last time. Was that you guys last time that we discussed that with? Anyway,
I think it was. So bonus action, vicious mockery.
Okay.
If you hit me with another arrow, I will be very upset,
okay,
and I
Ooh.
will open a jar of piss.
that is a nat 20.
Oh,
Ugh,
And he says, "Your time will come, cat."
dang. I have 5 more lives.
Okay, so that's action, bonus
That's,
action for Roz. Any movement?
Roz is going to run and leap off of this pew and hop up onto the bridge.
Okay, I think that's going to require some checks. Let's
Sure.
take a look at the bridge. It is 20 feet above the ground.
Oh shit. That's
So,
So that's a pretty good.
what is your high jump?
I honestly have no idea how to
Right.
calculate
Well,
that.
we get to explore the fun, wild world of Dungeons and Dragons
Jump
mechanics.
calculators.
Everyone, stand.
Yeah, how tall is Roz?
I think Roz is like 5'4".
And what's your strength score?
Strength score is 14 plus 2. And I do have feline agility and a climbing speed, if that does anything.
So you can jump a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier.
So 5.
You can extend your arms half your height above yourself versus in the jump. Thus, you can reach above you a distance equal to the height of the jump plus 1/2 times your height. So
I put the string score plus her height in, and you can jump 5 feet and reach something 13 feet up.
So
Roz
you could have a climbing
jump.
speed. I guess you could climb the wall next to it.
Sure, does that work? Just sort of like
it's 20. You'd have to use 20 feet of your movement to get up the wall, but
done.
Okay.
Feline agility lets me double my movement, so
Right.
my movement's 60 feet this turn.
Okay. I mean, if you can climb the wall outside, you can certainly climb this, right? I mean, that's part of the Baxic climb speed thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then
okay, so
that
you climb up there. You
ends
tried to
Roz's
Bane.
turn.
He beat your DC. You tried to
I want
Vicious
that
Mockery.
suck
He beat
back.
that DC. Damn, that brings us to Silas.
Okay, I got 2 options here. I think I'm going to try one. I am going to slap Solomon on the shoulder and say, "End him quickly." Point at the bad guy. Do we recognize this jackass?
Yeah, we fought this guy before. Didn't he attack Castle Rend?
Yeah.
I
Or
think
did
so.
we-
Yeah, this is Sir
did we murder
Anglum.
that guy? Okay.
Actually, yeah, let's
I'm
go ahead
going
and
to
show him because
cast-
you definitely have run into this guy before. Let's put him so everyone at home can see. No, I don't want this. I want the handouts. Where's the handout? Saxon's regime. Here we go. This is Sir Anglum the Tier Knight. You can see he's wearing kind of like what is that, like a brigandine sort of style plated shirt thing. He has a bow. His arrows are made of bone and flint, and they're like real nasty. He has a cape. Very dashing.
Yay.
Sort of.
Well, he
dark
also
hair.
needs to make a wisdom saving throw as I cast Hold Person on him.
Okay.
Do it.
Please work. God damn it. DC 16.
And he actually has advantage on saves against magic. Okay. Wisdom.
Shit. Okay.
He still rolled that 20?
Yeah. That's only an 8 though. Damn. That's curtains for Sir Anglum, friends.
Ooh, he
What?
is.
That's it for him.
That's
So you guys
awesome.
see chains whip out of the floor, wrap around him, and hold him in place.
Yeah. He fails to save. He is held.
All melee attacks against him have advantage and are automatic criticals.
Yeah.
I believe, Solomon.
Beast, I sent you a text message.
Get ready to do a whole bunch of math, folks.
Right? Okay, so he falls prey to hold person. Brutal. Anything else from Silas?
Yes. I'm also starting the Blade Song once more, and I'm going to duck possibly behind a pew.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Would that give me full cover?
Because
Because if not, I'll duck behind
depending on the
door.
angle. Depending on the angle, it probably would give you full cover. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for here, and I'm just gonna like duck
Okay.
behind a pew.
Yeah.
Pointing my little wand over.
And that's some chat inspiration for Silas.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, that brings us to Shanty.
Okie dokie. All right. Well, if he is held, I can use my action and go ahead and move my moonbeam.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and
Ooh.
move it to.
Brutal.
Oh, I can't seem to. Oh, yes, I
Fine,
can.
got you.
Okay. Well, yeah, if I could put it kind of like behind him, just kind of push him out more into the room. Well, I guess he can't really move anywhere. Never mind. But
Yeah, that would do it. You can sort of get it up under the wall there.
okay, just so if
Okay.
anyone needs to like be up close, they don't also walk into the moonbeam.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yep. And
Okay.
then that's me. Show.
Okay. Any bonus actions? Anything else?
You know what? Just in case, I think I'll actually scooch over a little bit, just try to get some cover in case we start. Actually, I'm pretty well covered here. No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, that brings us to him. He needs to make a Constitution save. I don't think hold person impacts that. He fails it with a 9. So go ahead and roll your damage. And then he is going to roll another wisdom save to break hold person. He rolls this with advantage because of his ability. That's still only a 12. I don't think that makes
Yes.
Nice.
9 points of damage. Oof.
9 points of radiant damage, yeah.
Okay.
Solomon, you have advantage on any hits against him, and they are automatic critical hits.
Someone hand me my shotgun.
Okay. That's it for Anglem. He can't do anything. Solomon, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna move 20 feet.
Okay.
Up to him. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Amazing.
Use what we did before the target for Hunter's Mark.
I am so excited to see this.
And then
It's gonna be so much damage.
all in Divine Smite. Let's do it.
Okay.
What
Obviously,
level? Well, give us
27
the what level is it?
It's the first one's gonna be level 1.
Okay.
Okay, and this is a crit.
Well, you might want to do if you have a higher and want to go ahead and burn it because he could save on the second attack.
Might as well, yeah, you're right.
I don't think he gets to make saves from wisdom from hold person when he gets attacked.
Yeah, every time he gets hit, he should be able to save, right?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just
no.
fucked.
Oh no,
think
you're
it's-
right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's just paralyzed.
Yeah, he's just fucked, man.
Even
He's
better.
Absolutely fucked.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
So
Get him,
if
get him.
if this is an auto crit, then there
Thank you,
go.
Perdita, for going
There's
into
the
that
first.
one room
Okay.
first.
Yes.
We
This is
all
gonna
owe
be-
Perdita a huge
Wait.
thank you.
Solomon had a
All right.
26 to hit.
So
I'm
this,
just being
it's actually a
careful.
27 because he had advantage.
Oh, all right. There
Okay,
you go.
so-
It's actually an auto crit. He doesn't even have
Yeah,
to roll,
yeah.
does he?
Well, he rolls half the damage, and then it's auto jump for half the other half, right? That's okay. So we get 16 plus. What is this? 12 plus.
Are we doing that thing where we maxing too?
6. That's what we've been doing. Yeah, that's how we. I think that's how
Oh.
we're doing crits this whole campaign.
Amazing.
Do we?
So
So
that is
does the
34 damage
crit-
off the top, plus 7, plus 16, plus 2. 59
24.
points of damage.
Hold on.
25.
I have to roll Hunter's Mark.
And Hunter's Mark, which you
Times
get
2.
another 6.
Jeez, Pete.
Times 2.
So we're at 65 plus. We'll take the 3. No. So like we don't roll it twice if we max. Like so,
Oh,
essentially what we
yes,
do,
yes.
right, is we assume the extra die is maxed, right? So if you would roll
Okay.
2d6 for an attack, and then if you crit, it would have been 4d6 or 2d6 and double it. What we're actually doing is we're saying, okay, we're going to assume 2 of the d6s are max damage, and then the other d6 that you would roll, you're going to roll, right?
Okay.
And that way, like, the reason that we kind of do that, it makes crits, because nothing's worse, like, okay, so I'm going to roll a 2d8 for this crit, and I roll a 1 on both d8, and I did less damage than I normally even do. And it's like, well, that was the shittiest crit, right? So it's like, it kind of boosts that crit damage to really make it hit hard. Okay, that having
really
been
nice.
said, Solomon,
Wait, did you add up the damage?
I did, yes, a total of 68 damage.
Oh, can we give him
Nice,
one
nice,
more
nice.
just to make it nice?
No, we can't. People who McLick the McWalls and their friends don't get 1 extra damage just to get the fun number, okay?
Just one time.
No.
I can't give Bardic Inspiration that he can roll to add.
Oh, I forgot. I still have
he does
Bardic
actually have that Bardic Inspiration. If you can roll a 1 on the Bardic Inspiration,
you
for
can
the
you can
damage-
roll you can roll a d8, but
Alright.
also that's
a 7.
also 8 plus 7 because it's a maxed out die,
So
right?
83
Right.
points of damage.
Holy Jesus!
Solomon, finish him.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
So Solomon runs up to him, dragging the blade across the ground, and he pulls it up in like a diagonal slash across his chest, and he flips the blade around in his hand, stabs it in the ground, grabs him by his collar, throws his neck down on the blade, and then curve stomps his head off with the edge of the blade.
Okay.
Oh my goodness!
And you curb stomp his head off. And you guys have just assassinated one of the Knights of the Rose.
And
Yes.
stay down.
Did we even get through the first round?
Yes. Well, there was a technically in 5th edition you don't have surprise rounds. It's a condition that people are under on the first round of combat. So you made it to the end of the second round of combat and he was dead. On like, because Solomon is the last character that would go in the second round.
Woo!
Okay, well, there lies the body. What would you like to do?
Would this Knight of the Roses armor fit Roz?
Oh, detect magic. Is it magical?
Is the armor magical?
Is anything about him magical? The
Is
weapon, the
anything
armor,
about
the
him
arrows.
Magical? He does appear to have a magical sword.
Ooh.
Where's
What
my
kind of
magical
magical sword?
We'll get it.
Okay,
for goodness
he has
sakes.
2 things that are magical. 3 things that are magical. Actually, he has a. What kind of potion did you give earlier, Jesse?
Potion of greater healing.
Okay, so he has a. I'm just because I wanted to know if you would recognize it. He has a potion of greater healing that he never got to use because you murked him too fast. He has.
Amazing.
Does he have 1 or 2 of these things? Hang on. There's some stuff I gotta look at.
Silas should take that to replenish what he gave to Roz.
He has a +1 short sword.
Okay.
And he has some magic boots that you don't know what they do.
Is that +1 short sword magical?
Yeah, it's not like there's no master work. The only way anything can be +1 in 5th edition is to be magical.
Ah, gotcha.
But it only is just better. Like it doesn't have any other properties. It's just +1 to attack and damage. And I guess I already showed it to you, but he has magic boots. You're not quite sure what they do, but I'll just tell you they are boots of speed, which he also never got.
Boots of what?
Just
Speed.
Thank you.
boots of speed. Yes.
Boots of speed. His
just to-
armor is
just
not
to-
magical. It's just normal. Let me see what armor
Yeah.
is on. I'll tell
Just
you.
to be above board and
Send it
everything, I'll just go ahead and cast my once a day identify.
Okay. Yeah.
So we know what it is.
Okay.
Do those acquire attunement?
The boots of speed require attunement. Yes.
Okay.
It should say on the thing I sent you guys.
I am partial to probably giving this to Solomon so he can get where he needs to go
That's a great idea.
at any time. I'm already
Absolutely.
stupid fast. It doesn't do anything for me. And the Tabaxis have great speed with your feline stuff. And
Right.
I keep wanting to say Kyla.
Shanty.
Shanty can be
you.
all kinds of animals that are super fast. So
Yeah.
I think Solomon, boots of speed, you want to get in there and get out?
Yeah, I'll take the boots of speed. Do I need to attune to them?
Yes, they do require attunement.
We probably won't be able to use them this fight.
Basically, it's a bonus action. You can click the boots together and double your walking speed. And opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage.
That's
lasts
great.
for-
Pretty good.
That's
It
cool.
lasts for 10 minutes once a day. You can, turn it on and off, I guess. Like, you could use it for 2 minutes and then use it for 8 minutes later. Right? It's like a total of 10 minutes per whatever. Okay.
I think
All right.
What are you guys
Perdita
doing?
should probably have the +1 short sword.
Yes, I was going to
Agreed.
ask for it because my short sword is very. So I get the +1.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
But
I'll
also,
add that to your sheet if you want.
I want to tell you what Perdita was going to do if she got another turn because it will explain where she's going to end up, okay? When I ducked around the corner, I was going to run. Let me go to move because I thought I'd get another shot at him. And I was going to run up to here. So I think that's where Perdita is now, all right? Because she was doing that while you were shooting him. Now, it's 15 feet down to the floor.
20 feet.
It's 20 feet down to the floor. And now Laz and I are both up on top. Yes?
You guys are up on top. And from here, you can kind of see, this big place is shaped like a star. And you can pretty much see, as you've come, all the other doors here. There are doors. I'll just, mark them with these.
Question. Did
Yes.
everyone tell Solomon about the thing that came out of the knight's head from the first campaign?
I think we did.
Oh, definitely we would have told you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Solomon's
question.
gonna crush this dude's head.
Okay,
with his
everyone
foot.
roll initiative, because you don't just get to kill it for free. You gotta fucking fight this thing. It was gonna try and sneak away, but if you're gonna attack it, roll
Yeah.
initiative again, baby.
Oh my!
There's no
Thought
surprise,
so.
and this is gonna require a re-rolling of initiative for everybody.
All right.
So
23.
okay.
19.
Does my whole person carry
What?
over?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so now you
for
are.
sure
I
not.
told you I was moving during that last thing. Does that count, or will I have to do this?
Yeah, well, so this thing's plan was to hide and then try to sneak away because it didn't think it could kill you guys with you all sitting here. So, but when Solomon moved to crush the head, it sort of like explodes out of the head and like yeets itself across the room, and that's when things sort of pop off.
I'm so glad you
But that
remembered
would be
that.
where I am now. So where I am is
I
okay.
completely-
That's
Yeah,
my
so
question.
you would have had a little bit of time while you guys were like pulling the stuff off the body. It was like sitting, it was like hiding, you know. And then Solomon realized, oh wait, that's probably there, and went to go deal with it. And then that's when it was like, oh, jig is up, you know. So
Okay.
that throws us back into initiative.
All right.
Okay, is everybody on the list? Did I miss anybody? Silas, Solomon, Perdita, Janty, and it, right?
Could I have another 3-minute break, please? It's sort of
Okay.
important. Before we go into this battle.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost at the end of the session, so if you want to just take your and you're a few things down, so I don't
Yeah,
want to
all
call
right.
another break here unless we just want to call the session here,
No,
which I'm
I'll be
fine
quick.
with. But
I'll be very quick.
Let's murder the thing first.
okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got this.
I mean, at this, it's like, you know, at this point, we'd use the whole time just getting it back and getting set up. So, okay, so that does put Roz first. I'm going to say you guys are not surprised by this because when you see, because I think Solomon, you probably shouted to everybody about that. I am going to say Moonbeam has gone down because
Fair
I
enough.
think it was longer than a minute worth of
Yeah.
that stuff.
Blade
I
Song
probably
is
wasn't
also down.
concentrating.
Blade Song is also down. And let's see, Hunter's Mark is down, so we're gonna like if you guys had done this like right after the battle, I would have let that stuff stay up, but you did say you took time to kind of peel the body armor off the body and distribute the items and stuff, and that does take a minute at least. So all those would go down.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so Roz, you're up. This thing has
Roz-
skittered out of the head with like a plack as the skull explodes just before Solomon's heavily armored boot connects with the skull, crunching it with a horrible and sickening thud as blood but not brains spew out across the floor because, of course, this thing was the brain, which had eaten the original brain. Roz.
Roz is going to take her bag of silicate clay dust, dump it into an open jar from her belt, shake it up, and then chuck it at the thing, and it's going to explode in a creamy clay paste.
I don't
She's
like-
casting
I don't like that
sleep.
it's creamy.
Yeah, I don't like that it's creamy either.
Okay. All right.
At
Something
fourth
about it
level?
being creamy made it way
so
worse.
specifically, where are you dropping this?
Specifically, why is it creamy?
I'm casting the sleep spell.
Yeah, so this is the sleep spell. You have to center this on a point within range that you can see. So you can't just cast sleep directly on
Like,
this thing.
Over here.
Okay, over here. Like right. Okay, the closest. That would be the best you can do. Because
Yeah, I
the
think that's
closest
fine.
point you can see is actually that point right there.
Yeah, I mean, it probably has the lowest hit point total out of all of the things there, so it'll probably take that first. I'm fine with that.
Okay. So you launch this down, and this sort of like dust of sleepiness happens, and
It's like a napalm, sticky bomb.
Silas immediately falls asleep and falls over. Silas has less hit points than this creature does,
Oh my
and according
goodness.
to the sleep spell, is the
Oh.
target. And there was
Wait.
nowhere you could have put it that it wouldn't get Silas and would get that creature, because it's just the room's not big enough in that direction. So,
Okay, how many hit points did Silas have?
I have 42.
Jesse?
yeah, you did
42, so
54
that's
points total.
54, so 14 points go to the thing, and it doesn't fall asleep.
It doesn't fall asleep.
But it is covered in a creamy clay
It is
dust.
covered in creamy clay dust,
Yeah, so am I. and I don't
as
like
is
that either.
Silas.
Bonus action, Vicious Mockery.
Me, wake me up.
Yeah, to Silas. This is no time for sleeping. You are blocking my shot.
Okay, so I want to look at the unconscious condition and see if this thing can hear. Can't take actions or reactions.
I think you would have to be
Incapacitated.
deafened.
It is
to not
unaware
hear.
of its surroundings. I think, and the spell sleep, because this is not just sleep. This is a magical sleep.
That's true.
I think Silas can't hear you. I don't think Vicious Mockery is going to do it, but I think you would know that. I don't think you have to waste the Vicious Mockery if you want to try to use it on the creature instead.
Yeah, I'll use it on the crab thing.
Okay.
DC 15
I mean,
wisdom
you know,
save.
it was a gamble, right? Like you assumed it would be Silas. This time it happened to not be, and that's kind of the way it goes. These things happen.
I'm a wizard. I have no hit points.
Okay, so we got a saving
Man.
throw, and it does have
Yeah.
advantage on this. I've got a 22.
Ooh, all right.
Okay, and then sleep, obviously. The dust is just covering that area, but we don't need that on the map. That's action, bonus action, any movement from Roz.
Nah, Roz is going to stay up on the bridge.
Okay, Silas is asleep.
I'm
There's no
asleep.
save. He's just asleep.
It's up to you, Shanty.
Oh, Shanty, you're up. Silas will wake up
Okay.
if he takes any damage or if anyone uses an action to wake him by physically shaking him awake.
Hit me with a moonbeam. I don't give a shit.
No. Well, what I was wondering if I can go in that area at this point, and
Yes,
It'd be
the
okay.
sleep effect is an instant. It happens and then is
Fantastic.
gone. The persistence of it on Silas is there, but you're not going to fall asleep just going in the place. So.
no, that's fine. I thought so. I just wanted to confirm. So I want to go ahead and come over here and then attempt to drag Silas away from the thing.
Okay. Yeah, you can drag him away, and you also, if you take your action, you can wake him up.
Okay.
I believe is what it says. Falls into enchanted sleep. Falls unconscious until the spell ends, till the sleeper takes damage, or until someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake. So,
Okay. And then,
Wait.
yeah.
Couldn't I just end the spell then?
no, it's not concentration. It just happens
Yeah.
and
Oh,
lasts for a
gotcha.
minute. It requires somebody to actually wake them up.
Okay. I think I still would like to try to drag him a little bit farther away from the
Sure.
critter and then use my action to wake him up if I
Okay.
could.
Yeah. So you can move. Let's play this out. Right. You were
Mhm.
here and you moved over there. So
I
it was-
moved 20 feet.
Okay,
and-
so 20 feet. So you've got 10 feet of movement left. You can move him 5 feet further away. Because I usually rule that it takes half of your movement to drag somebody. It's like difficult terrain. So
Okay. So I guess we'll just go on the other side of this pew here then, if that's
Okay.
cool. Just a little more cover.
okay, so you want to go north? Wait, where are you?
I just moved up here. Yeah. So north.
I fully lost your.
I am right. I can't.
Okay.
I don't know how to ping.
I-
Right there.
Your token is just. Oh. Okay, hang on.
Here it is. Here I am.
I'm gonna refresh. I think it's like you just disappeared.
Oh.
Are you under Anglem? Where?
No, I just put myself right here
There
next to the
you are.
bridge
Okay,
north.
and you're
Yes.
dragging. Okay, you can drag him there. All right.
Yep, perfect. And then I'll try to wake him up.
Okay, and then you wake him up. Silas, you are awake and prone,
Yeah.
covered in clay dust.
I
Creamy.
think Shanty will just kind of like shake
Creamy
her
clay
hand
dust.
out like this.
Yeah.
Could I have held an action while I was asleep?
No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Very sorry. You just caught the wrong end of Roz on that one, which seems to happen to you guys every so often.
Ross doesn't have a right end, okay?
But that I hate that, but it does bring us to Perdita.
And Perdita, having walked to where she was before, takes her steady aim, and she fires off a short bow at the thing. So she is shooting with
Advantage?
advantage.
Okay.
And
Oh,
she
that's
got
a
a nat
crit.
20.
Damn.
Perdita
Holy
is
shit.
pissed. And she got
Okay.
a nat 20. She's pissed at Roz, but
So
she
this
got
first
a
round
nat
of
20.
D6s are maxed.
So your thing should do it. So go ahead and roll damage, and we should get the right number out of this, theoretically.
Oh, Perdita, I love
Oh my
being your
God.
inspiration.
41 and 20. Would there be 61?
Jesus Christ.
And I don't have that D8 anymore, do I?
All right,
went to-
Perdita. Finish him.
So Perdita, who is looking over at Roz, when she sees this stupid thing Roz did to put Silas to sleep, says, "Truly, you really are a cat, aren't you?" And then she makes a really good aim and she shoots at the thing. And she does it very nonchalantly. She just, she just takes her stand, paws on the ground, and she just very nonchalantly but steadily aims at the thing, kills it, and then says, "Are we done here?"
That's awesome.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Okay, yeah, and you shoot this creature, which I do want to show to everybody, and you just like crush it. But this thing basically is a giant brain it's like a crab and a brain attached to a spinal cord with tentacles, with little green eyes. This thing is horrifying looking. It is quite terrible.
And then a smaller brain comes out of it.
Right? That actually would be extremely funny, and one day I'll do something like that.
Little nesting brains.
Yeah.
Roz Luke's
Matryoshka dolls of brains. Okay, but you sink an arrow deftly directly into the brain meat of this horrible crab creature, and it sort of curls up and dies. And that does take us out of initiative.
And I think that Perdita would say, "We need to get out of here."
Solomon's going to look at the rest of the group and be like, I think we're dealing with something a little more than greed here.
Silas says, I agree. He is going to step over to this area. Not super close, but cast Detect Magic. I want to see what all of this stuff on the altar and the thing behind it is doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Perdita's going to stay up on top, and I think she will take her short bow and she will aim it at everything that Silas does in case something hits for him.
At the back of Silas's head.
Yeah, so you look at this thing. I think you don't exactly know, but go ahead and make, I'm going to say, an Arcana check on the altar.
16.
16. With a 16, obviously this thing is not good. You can see this magical black void back here. And you get the sense that it's like not a great, it's not good that that's there, right? That seems like some sort of dimensional rift. You're not really sure what's happening with it. And I think on a 16, you're not sure how to get rid of it. Maybe breaking the stuff on the altar would stop it. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe breaking the stuff on the altar would make it worse. It's like, you're just like...
Does it seem arcane? It should let me, if it has a school of magic, I should be able to at least tell what that is.
Conjuration, I guess. Any type of like teleportation or dimensional travel or anything like that should be conjuration.
And so to me, it seems like the things in front of it are connected. This stuff here on the altar is connected, and this is essentially a portal I'm looking at.
Maybe. I mean, it's like, okay, so I have an altar I'm looking at, and there's some crazy shit behind it. I don't know that you can I don't know that the stuff on the altar pops as like this is magical. The big ass void is definitely conjuration. The stuff on the altar, like you can see, and it's not. And I should also point out, I can't really show you the art very easily. There's a big ass circle of blood right in front of the altar.
Oh yeah.
Right. And then there is a like trail of blood. Come on, do the thing. There's like a trail of blood leading up onto the altar. And then there's a big void, right?
Okay.
I'm
going
and
to
Silas, I think 2 people have granted you inspiration. I need to Delport. I need to refund that because he already has inspiration.
Thank you, Delport. I did have inspiration, but you could have.
If you want to give it to someone else, or I can refund it. Either way.
Yeah. Either way, I'm going to look to Roz and say, I could use a little bit of help with this. You have any inspiring words?
Yes, my count. Do you wish me to lick it? I give you bardic.
I'm going to look at him and say, please do not lick it. And Silas is going to kind of pull, it almost looks like arcane equations off the end of the wand and push it at the rift and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay. You're trying to dispel the rift.
I'm trying. I don't know what it's going to do, but I'm trying.
Right, let's see.
And you know what? I'm going to cast it at 4th level.
Oh, you actually made. Oh, you did beat it. Hang on, I can tell you more. Sorry, the information on this thing is like stored in a couple different places. You can learn on a DC 15 Arcana check, which you made, that the void pulls in creatures and objects that get close to it, and
good.
damages anything it touches. Anything that's not destroyed is transported to another location. You're not sure where, but I think on a 16 it is high enough to know it's not another plane of existence. It's another location on this plane of existence. Oh, also, Sir Anglum has 2 +1 short swords, not 1. My bad. So I now that I'm reading this, for some reason it's telling me this much further into the spot than I thought. So,
well, we're taking them.
Roz will have the sister blade.
Yeah, the Tabaxi's match.
Okay. Sure, I'll put that on your sheet.
So it might be a way to travel somewhere, huh? What happens? Okay, what happens when
Yeah, I'm going to try to dispel it at 4th level and see if I can get anything going.
Yeah, gotcha. 1 second here.
I was just gonna do it. That's fine.
Well, I'm already.
Yeah, you're on it. Thank you.
Okay, cool. We got it. All right. You're trying to dispel this thing at a 4th level.
Well,
yeah.
Just as like a thing, would my 16 tell me that it's dispellable, or would it say this is not something I could just get rid of?
I feel like you would think that it is not something that you can just easily get rid of.
Retcon that then, because I don't want to waste my slot if I already know that I can't do it.
I think you're like, to create a permanent magical effect like this is intense, and it's like, usually that's going to require something pretty heavy duty to get rid of. And I don't think a simple dispel magic you think would cut it.
Okay. But you said it's going to harm things that get near it, but also possibly a portal to somewhere else, not on this. I'm sorry. Not in another plane.
Yes.
On this plane.
Right.
But it destroys objects?
It says the void pulls in creatures and objects that get close to it, and while it damages anything it touches, anything not destroyed is then transported to another location. So, and it looks like it would do a decent chunk of damage.
Do we want to try throwing something into it?
I have an insanely stupid idea, which would be to polymorph one of you people into like an elephant or a rhino and throw you in it. Something with a shit ton of hit points, and you pop out as yourselves on the other side. But that is really stupid.
I think the only person who could survive that both ways would be Shanty.
Yeah, I mean,
Point.
How badly do we want to know where this goes?
I don't know if I want to know that badly.
Look,
Okay.
we got to go cosmonaut on this. We're not sending people in first. We got to do objects and then small animals and then people.
It's like, I mean, I'll take one for the team.
But you will let them, wherever the other place is, somebody will know that something has been thrown through.
Also true.
I just think we need to get out of here. We are in a very dangerous place. I understand what you're saying about the portal. I understand that, but we don't want to die.
I think
that will lead us.
Do we do something to the altar then as we leave?
Well, what about that statue? Don't you? Didn't they say that was a statue?
Yes,
what
there is
that
a statue
of?
Oh, where's that?
It's just sort of like in the artwork, kind of in front of the void, behind the altar, sort of. It is a very large, probably like 15-foot tall statue. The void itself is like 30 feet tall. Like it goes all the way up to like the back of the wall here. But the statue is of a creature, like a humanoid creature, 15-foot tall, in a robe with sort of its arms down to its sides, palms facing out, and it has like a hood, and then spilling out from underneath its hood is just a bunch of tentacles.
Oh no!
Also, like
yeah, I take it back. Big
the
nope on
border
board.
of the void is carved in the stone to look like also more tentacles. And as you look carefully at the pews, they're also carved with lots of very tentacle motif, which isn't surprising given these little mind killer things. Clearly,
Yeah.
tentacles feature very prominently in their rituals and religions and whatever the hell this is.
There's not by any chance a sound of slurping coming from the void, is there? Is this some Hunger of Vidar shit?
It doesn't say. No, I don't think there's any. I don't
Okay.
think there's any goopy slurps coming out of that
Ugh.
that big triangular void in the wall. So
Okay, I have one last. I don't like it.
Oh, Daniel, you're muted.
Yeah, Daniel, you're muted if you.
I'm willing to go through the void.
I don't.
I
I
can-
don't like that. I can't get you back.
I can heal myself, and I should be able to get back through the void.
What if you come out the void into a room full of sacks?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Mhm.
Then I'll dive back into the
Oh
portal.
no!
And
Shanty-
so will they. And so will they. And
Shanty,
that
can you
would be
give-
stupid.
Yeah, can you give me some details on your gaseous form spell?
Sure, yeah. Let me pull it up for you.
I think it makes you immune to non-magical damage.
It does, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
you
this is
know the
definitely
void is
magic.
magical
Yeah,
damage. You
I
know,
know, I know.
the void in space and time
I
is
do, of
defo
course I
magical
do.
damage.
Yeah, but I'm curious more about if
don't
it might
know.
provide a buffer of some kind.
Why can't I find my shit? There it is.
I think
Okay.
honestly, it might be more valuable for us to ransack the rest of these, like the other 3 pointy rooms,
Mm-hmm.
instead of messing with the portal. Because, like,
I'll tell you
yeah.
what. So I think we're at time here, friends. So I think this is actually a suitably dramatic place to end for once, which is you guys stand
Oh,
in
no.
this room, the dead and bleeding body of Sir Anglum, head crushed and exploded. The mind killer has split out into the room and been pierced by Perdita's arrow from the bridge above. Silas stands next to the circle etched in blood into the floor and the trail of blood leading to the altar before the massive tentacled statue and the gaping void behind it, and you all, in hushed tones amongst yourselves, bicker and argue and debate what precisely is to be done for the most effect to be gleaned, having already successfully slain one of the Knights of the Rose. The question remains, to investigate the strange rift, or to continue to investigate the other rooms, or to just cut your losses and flee. And that, my friends, is where we're going to call this session of Regent of Bedegar. Next time when we come back, we will resolve that question. If you guys want to talk about it off camera in chat, that's probably a good idea, so we can come in strong with an idea of what we'll do next. I also should let you know we'll do our last unit turn, our last organization turn of the campaign, and you'll have one more opportunity to take an adventure as a group before the final confrontation. The only thing left on your intelligence report is checking in on the elves of the Woad of something or other. That escapes
Woad of
me.
the Orchid Court.
Orchid Court. Yeah, I'm checking into the Orchid Court elves and seeing what kind of their whole deal is. So that's where we're going to leave it. So I would recommend to you guys talk about all that stuff. Are you going to go to the Orchid Court, or do you just want to stay in Castle Rend and like try and take some actions there and get to the final battle quicker? Do you want to, but also outside of that, what do you want to do for your organization turn? and what exactly, how do you want to resolve this situation? Are you going into the void? Are you investigating the rooms? Or are you just getting out of Dodge? So that is where we're going to leave it today. I don't know who's live. If anyone can go check for us, that would be great. In the meantime, we're going to do our usual sign off, starting, of course, reminding everyone who you are and where you can be found on the internet and who you played tonight. The Bonus Mom.
All right. Well, I am Bonus Mom. I played Perdita, the Tabaxi Rogue, and I was very happy to be here and be involved in that adventure. And I am on TikTok Mondays through Fridays from 9:30, about 12:30 or so, and I just run my mouth and crochet and talk a lot about Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm a podcaster. I am podcasting. You can find Bonus Mom's Tavern anywhere that you get your music or whatever, Spotify, Apple, you name it. I'm hoping one day to play Fortnite if I can only find someone to play with me when I play games on Twitch. Other than that, I was delighted to be here. Happy Easter, by the way, if that's your lean.
Excellent. And Kyla.
Hey pals, I'm Kyla, and tonight I played Shanty, our Water Genasi druid and bard friend in the party. And I can be found under the handle Kai2D2 on most places on the internet. So thanks for hanging out.
Very good. Daniel.
Hey, I'm Daniel. I played Solomon. I told you I'd get to smite someone tonight. Yeah.
Quite right.
There it is. I
Quite
can
right
be
to smite
found
someone tonight.
Yeah. I can be found on Bonus Mom's Tavern, and that's me signing off.
Tonight's smite was an utter delight.
Smite makes right.
I'll probably pay for it later, but we'll see what happens.
Excellent. And Jesse, who I was about to call Silas, but is not a character, is in fact a real human being.
Yes, I've been Jesse, and I have been Silas the Sleepy here, and incredibly excited to see what happens next. I think I already have a stupid cockamamie plan to throw Solomon through, so we'll figure it out.
Great. Very fun. Excellent. And Beast.
Hey folks, I'm Beast. I played Raz Hiskers, the Tabaxi Valor Bard.
Tabaxi Valor Bard and Mick Sandman.
Yes, and Mick Licky Dip.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
wait,
yeah.
There, we had a lot going on.
Liquor Lip.
If you came into the session halfway, check us out on YouTube and catch up what you missed. An incredible slew of what, like, little bits that we carried throughout the entire session.
Yeah. Classic.
I always love spending time with you guys. And we hope you come back in another 2 weeks.
And as always, I have been Pixel, your Mick Dungeon Master today. And I run the streams here at Ages of Einor, although not necessarily all of them. We currently have 2 campaigns that alternate on Fridays. This Friday, obviously, Regent of Bedegar, which you were here for. Next week will hopefully be Curse of Strahd with our good friend Vincent Page, another Twitch streamer and friend of mine. And then following that, we'll be back with this one again and alternating back and forth to one of the men's. And then we also have done a bunch of fun stuff recently. Check out our YouTube. You can find some tutorials on how to play Stars Without Number. We have a Discord where we have people who run lots and lots of D&D games. And I am trying to get folks into some other games like Stars Without Number. Obviously, those tutorials are there. We may run a campaign of that on stream. I also may run some one-shots of that in the Discord. Also, I am recruiting folks to be part of our tutorials for the system Kids on Brooms, which is a very sort of magical boarding school, Harry Potter inspired sort of tabletop role-playing game system. It is not official Harry Potter content. Content is not made by J.K. Rowling and gives her no money whatsoever. And is also made by actually a pretty inclusive group of, Queen Turf of Turf Island. Is actually made by a pretty inclusive group of TTRPG creators. But if you want that sort of style of like children in a magical boarding school game, it is a system that could work for you. It's much like mechanically less crunchy, a lot less crunchy than D&D, much more narrative game. And we're going to be learning how to play that on stream once I find enough folks for cast for the tutorials for that. So if that's something you're interested in, and it is still the year 2023 when we put this out, please come hit me up in the Discord. We'll see if we can't get you rolling. And also, sorry to be so long-winded. I stream here on Twitch, twitch.tv/HammerPixel. We play a bunch of stuff. Currently, we've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV and Minecraft. But, we'll get into all kinds of things over there. So, that all having been said, does anybody have anybody live in their Twitch crew that they think we should go raid, or should I just pick somebody off of mine?
Coin flip.
I'm not seeing anybody. Nobody in chat has said anything.
Oh.
There's a group called Weird Geek Comics playing a campaign called Trash Heroes. Oh, they've been live for 4 hours. They're probably gonna quit soon.
Oh, Trash Heroes never ends, bro.
They've been live for 2 hours. I don't know that there's anyone who's like just getting started either. Everyone's like kind of 2 hours in, which makes it hard to raid.
It's a Friday night.
Yep. Yeah, I guess let's just go raid Old World Charm. We've raided those guys before, and we will raid them again. They are playing a campaign, I think, called Shadows of Chimeria. So that should be a lot of fun. So go ahead and copy that old raid message, folks, and we will play our outro and head on out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. As always, we appreciate you guys being around for our absolute shenanigans, which, of course, tonight were quite shenanigansy. And we had an absolute blast, and we will be back as soon as we can. Until the next time that we're back, do me a favor and be kind to yourselves, because Lord knows the world ain't going to do it for you. So that's all we've got. Peace out, and we will catch you next time. Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory, rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored. What was lost now shall be found. The price of valor ever rising, but victory brings new rewards. Tales of glory, might, and wonder, hard-fought battles, treasures won. Our heroes know their fate awaits them in some